Yeah, you've had a bit of time probably to think about it, to pick it apart, to analyse your performance last year and what you can maybe do better, who you could use. I just think you're looking very, very good at this stage, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I think it's something that we've really been looking forward to. Last year, getting a little bit of a taste of it. We've massive lessons learned last year. We topped our... Oh, it's a great shot.
Yeah, well, just interrupt you for a second. Well, there's an orange vest chasing a ball. It's not you guys this time. That's Indy down there, and he's have to pick that one of the bushes. Maximo and McBride. He'll be happy to get off the mark with a 6. Yeah, so, you guys really come looking like you mean business this year, and so far you've shown it on the field. Yeah,
last year, as I was mentioning, I think we rewarded players that did well in the Dutch league. So this year we've gone for more, I think, people that can clear the rope, a couple of specialist spinners. I think that's one thing that's really worked well for us, is our spinners and our plans.
Next ball, swung and missed at. Yeah, that's something I've really noticed, and particularly your ability to use spin and the extra bounce you tend to get out of this surface, the overspin of your wrist spinners, for example. I think you've got some spinners that aren't easy to pick, like Skeep Zulfikar. And the other thing is you've got a lot of players with some top-level experience, including yourself, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I must say we've got a nice blend here. I think, as you mentioned, Sakib's a very good leg spinner. He's also been capped a few times at international level. Ooh.
Well, for QN this time. McBride will sneak through for a single. Yeah, I mean, tell us about your summer personally, because it must have been great to play some top-level ODI cricket.
Yeah, this summer's been good. I actually made my debut for the Dutch 11 against Afghanistan in Qatar in January, which was quite an awesome experience, playing against Mujib and Rashid Khan, which was pretty cool. And then afterwards being selected to go to New Zealand. That was an awesome tour. We were there for a month. It's been really good to, mix with all the best around the world. And then, the Dutch Summer of Cricket, as it's been called.
Yeah. That's great.
Oh, it's a great shot.
Great shot there, and well stopped. Well, this is where this Southern Cross field comes in handy, because Chris Mills in that straight hit position. He's a tall man as well. He gets down, prevents the boundary.
Yeah, captain leading from the front there. Yeah, as I was saying, the Dutch Cricketers Summer, we had quite a few teams in the West Indies, England and Pakistan come over, and it was good to get exposed to that kind of level and the thinking that they do and the brands of cricket they play. So no, it was really, really good.
Yeah, it's been really good to watch from a distance, though I did spend a little bit of time in the Netherlands earlier this year. This one's full up from Mahmood, gets through the batter. It's the end of 4 overs, and the score is 47 for 3. Yeah, so maybe tell us a little bit about your cricketing background. Obviously, you've played in a number of places around the world.
Yeah, so born in Cape Town, grew up there, went to Rondebosch Boys High School, played the age group cricket for Western Province, and then got my first contract with them. I think I was 19 years old. Played there for a couple of years, and then decided to come over to Holland. Played at HBS in The Hague for the last 2 seasons, and it's been really good to come over to Holland. It's an awesome system to be a part of. A bunch of great guys. It's a small cricketing community, so.
And we would have seen you at Javier Kreinhout in the ECL, but I believe you weren't in Europe earlier in the year. Right?
That's when I was in New Zealand with a Dutch team.
Yeah, with the Dutch team, of course. Remember that at the time. It's always nice to see you here at the Carlton Oval, though, the home of European cricket, we like to call it. Anyway, here's a player that we haven't seen so far in the series, but he's a very good young left-arm spinner, Charlie Ramistrovic, who is coming out to bowl over number 5. So it's a nice opportunity for him. So once again, Spain turning to spin, and he is only 17 years of age, and he might have a wicket first ball. He does, and Garden hits it straight down the throat of Atif Mohammed. So Charlie comes up with the goods. Very first ball, probably wasn't the best ball ever bowled, but it's effective, and Scotland have lost a key player here at the start of the 5th over. It's 47 for 4.
Yeah, what a moment for the youngster. They're picking up a wicket off his first delivery in T10 cricket, I believe, for the Spanish team. So I bumped into Corey last night after the day, and he was saying that they got a nice little prospect in him. So it's been good to see him take a wicket on his first ball.
Yeah, it's not a bad ball, to be fair. I thought it was a bit more leg stumpish, but on review, you can see Garden got a long way across. He wanted to sweep. All he had to do was beat that man, and he couldn't. And that's the way this game goes sometimes, right, Ryan?
No, nice little moment there. I know we've also got a young spinner in Udit Nashir. Playing his club cricket at VRA.
Another 17-year-old as well.
Another 17-year-old as well, and I've really been super impressed with the way he's come in and he's executed our spin game plan. It's been awesome to see. Such an awesome opportunity for the youngsters, to be exposed to some form of international cricket, and for Udit as well. I think he's got the qualifiers of the Dutch under-19 side next year, so it's a good a good lesson for him here. He can learn and showcase his skills and get some good experience.
I've been impressed with him, particularly how he seems to hold his nerve and doesn't seem to be too bothered when he gets whacked. Because I think it's inevitable you're going to get whacked in this game.
That was one big learning last year. I remember for the first time, you can bowl one delivery a good length, he can whack you for 6, and the next ball you can get him out. So no, it's T10 format is one you got to get used to very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. New batter out in the middle is Kes Sajjad, and he's had a pretty good series for Scotland 11. He's one player we did see back in the group stage. He pushes this one back to Remistovic straight away. Look, speaking of excitement and big changes in the game, how about that last game between Italy and the England 11? I know you caught the end of it. I'll ask you about that in a second. This one's a bit quicker, and I think it's going to go the journey. It does. Maximo Sajjad off the mark, and this is the lesson, isn't it? You just miss your spot by a little bit and you pay the price as a bowler.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when it comes to end of day 2, batters are they figured out their scoring zones and where they're looking to go. So yeah, anything slightly shorter with the bounce of this wicket, well executed shot there.
Yeah, it was a very good piece of batting. Remistovic. Let's go a little bit slower than that, maybe trying to lure Sajjad forward. That's exactly what he does, and it'll probably work. It does. And Yasser Ali takes the catch. 6-and-out situation for Kes Sajjad, and Scotland in some trouble here against the hosts. Now it's 53 for 5, and 2 wickets to Charlie in his first over.
Yeah, awesome to see from the youngster. I mean, well bowled, showing that he's sticking to his guns. I'm sure he would be a little bit nervous, be tempted to bowl a little bit quicker. I'm sure the skipper's told him there, just keep tossing it up, keep enticing them to play the big shots. And no, it's good reward.
Yeah, I think it's the instinct, isn't it, to try and bowl quicker after you get hit, as if that'll help. But you have to be brave, and I really like this variation. And it's exactly what I said before that ball. And Charlie saw it go up. Yasser does the rest. And yeah, losing wickets quickly. 5 wickets down now, and we're not even at the halfway point of this innings. And Sajjad will be kicking himself. It's hard to know where the line is between aggression and probably going too far. On review, he'll probably feel like he didn't have to go after that one as he departs for 6.
Yeah, no, Kes Sajjad, I know he played a good knock against us yesterday, so I think maybe they might have done a little bit of homework, a little bit slower, a little bit wider, so no, good piece of bowling from the youngster.
I know that all of Charlie's teammates will be watching. He plays for the La Manga Torrevieja Cricket Club, and I know a lot of them are watching right now. Hello to everyone there from La Manga, hope you're well. I'm a big friend of that club, and I'm sure they'll be watching with a lot of interest. Also, you've got Adam Alger behind the stumps, keeping to Charlie. This is Hogarth, spinner himself, who comes in and just knocks that into the offside for a single. And Hogarth's nickname, he calls himself the Bison. Have you ever had a nickname? People call you Kleiny, I imagine. Yeah,
the Bison I've had a few times as well after Mitchell Marsh, similar player.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's Kleiny, Clanky, Rhino. There's a few of them. So yeah, no,
Rhino's a pretty good one. I know Mitch March is someone I've been associated with a few times, and I know that he's called the Bison because apparently the Bison has the world's largest head proportionally of any land mammal, and he does have a giant head. Speaking of giants, I am here in the box right now. And it's Finney Sounder here, Mr. Maximo for the European Cricket Network in the Dream Box. Rico has just stepped out for a little bit, and I'm here with Ryan Klein. It's great to have your company. And we were just talking about that last ball finish between Italy and the England 11. It was Zayn Naqvi hit the last ball to 6 to win the game off Rishton, and that's every cricketer's dream, isn't it, to do that?
Yeah, definitely. I think Rishton, would have stuck to his guns, bowled brilliant over. I think in his first 11 balls only went for 5 runs, so a little bit harsh. But that's T10 cricket, and yeah, credit to Italy, they played well, and yeah.
It was a very, very good spectacle. Good advancement of ECN cricket. So is this. It's up in the air. It's teasing the fielder, and it's out of here. Maximo McBride. Well, he's standing up where others are falling around him. Maybe he can pull this innings out of the fire. I mean, the run rate isn't too bad. They are going at 11s in the first half, and that one disappears over mid-wicket for 6.
Yeah, no, it's a great shot there from McBride. A little bit of a counter punch there. It's good to see that he's trying to continue with the momentum, even though the wickets have been lost.
Sneaks across a little bit. Wants the same again. This time he 30% more careful, but still gets it in a gap, and plenty to do for Cameron out there. He's able to keep it to a single. Yeah, well, obviously you must have ambitions to play more cricket for the Dutch national team, and maybe a bit unlucky not to be on the plane for Australia, but I'm sure you're wishing all the guys well over there.
Yeah, no, it's the way it goes. try and put your best in, work hard throughout the year, and selection, you just got to take it and keep moving forward, learn as much as you can. And I'm looking forward to watching the boys. Their first game is on Sunday in the knockout, the pre-stage. So I'm backing the boys all the way.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. A lot of friends of the ECN there as well. There's the reverse, risky. I think this was just going down the leg side, or maybe the reverse offside. Let's have a look at this.
Looked really tight.
Yeah, I just think he's probably sneaking this one down. Oh, actually, maybe that is missing leg stump.
Oh, it's really tight.
But not the way you'd think. And the next ball's pumped for 6. Anyway, Maximo time. Oh, he gets a bit lucky there, but then cashes in. Next ball disappears out of the ground.
Yeah, beauty of T10 cricket that. It's great to see the mindset here, keeping it going.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously pretty distracting for the umpire with those reverse shots. They can kind of lose their perspective and their proportion. Remember, they're looking up really quickly, watching the bowler's foot. Yeah, I think he's very lucky to get away with that, McBride. But maybe it feels like he's earned a right to have some luck as well. Hasn't had too much in this series so far. Down the ground just for 1.
Yeah, of course, T10. I mean, I was in the previous game quite lucky. Got a few outside edges that flew over short third man.
I was going to say, if we'd known you were coming up, we probably would have put a compilation of your edges together.
Yeah.
But it was nice, actually. You had a good moment with the bowler. It might have been Ali Evans that you kept edging.
Yeah.
And, as a bowler yourself, you probably have a bit of sympathy for him, right?
No, of course. And then I think that's probably one thing that we've learned as a team is, T10, it's such an unforgiving format that you just got to, whatever happens has happened. And obviously I've had a few nicks against myself, gone for 4 or 6. So when you do it the other way, you just got to have a little bit of a chuckle about it and move on.
Here's from Mr. Rich, come back for a second over. First one is going to be out of the ground. Maximo. Well, this is what happened last time. He's got a bit short, and when he did that, the batters seemed to be able to pull him out of the ground with relative ease. This is where he has to make the adjustment, but this is well struck by McBride.
Yeah, great shot. I think he's just camping on the back foot a bit there, looking for anything short, so it would be nice to see the youngster just toss it up a little bit more, get him coming forward. So yeah, it'll be good to see if he can stick to his guns. I wonder what the captain said to him over there.
I think you're trying to do exactly the same that you did last over. Toss it up a little bit higher, trying to lure him forward and force a false shot. He goes faster instead. McBride happy just to tuck it away for a single. Yeah, so talk us about this T10 format. Obviously, you've played a fair bit of it now. I mean, last year, was that the first time you'd played 10 over cricket?
First time ever played T10.
And what surprised you about it last year when you first started playing?
I think just the fact of the mindset of some teams. I think when you...
This ball from Rich does his own fielding, and so does the batter.
Well fielded, yeah. When you first come into it from I'm going to call it a traditional cricketing league or T20 leagues. We play a lot of 50 over cricket in Holland. There's a short block of T20. So double steps there, goes down to long off for a single. Yeah, as I was saying, so it was we came in the first couple of games, we really struggled to find our a feel for the format. I think as we got on to the end of the group stage, a couple of guys started clearing the ropes.
Just wait for this ball from Mr. Rich. He's got 2 for 16 here with a couple to come. And this is going to be out of the ground. Well struck, McBride. Well, this is a very, very nice shot. Easy swing of the bat. You can see why he's in the team. And he climbs into the 30s now.
Yeah, beautiful. Gives himself a little bit of room on the leg side. Just beautiful swing of the bat. Launching it over a long one for 6. Yeah, so I think we've just learned this year about, the format is it's all about hitting boundaries. So, you just got to keep the momentum going. If a batter's gotten off to a good start and he loses a wicket, you just got to keep the momentum going and, keep hitting boundaries.
Now, this is going to be bad news. Oh. And it just gets over DDC. This is out of the ground as well. Maximo. Well, Charlie with a dream start, but the dream turns into a nightmare in his second over as Scotland fight back. That one ends up going magical 20 come off the 7th over, and it's 90 for 5 after 7.
Yeah, good athletic effort there from DDC. The youngster, shame. I think just last over, just missed his length slightly, and that's the thing about T10 cricket. You miss it slightly, you're going to go the distance.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We saw it there. Well, there's my Instagram at Mr. Maximo, and if you'd like to send in some questions for Ryan Klein, then you can do so. And I've already got a few coming through, so get them to me on my Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, but Instagram is the one I'm looking at right now. Don't forget also to follow us at European Cricket. I've got a question from Steve Kemp, and he's watching from Perth in Australia, and he has a question about a fellow Western Australian.
All right.
And I will ask you that straight after this over starts, and it's Prince Demand bowling over number 8. And it'll be dot ball to start. Yeah, he's asking, what was Ryan Campbell like as a coach, and did he help you develop as a cricketer?
Yeah, so my first meeting of Cambo was, I think it was back in 2016.
Yeah.
Was when my brother was actually playing for 2019, when my brother was playing for the Dutch under-19 side, and I kind of got in touch and said, I've got a passport and I'm coming over to watch my little brother play. Could I maybe join him for a few sessions, just meet the guys? And yeah, he was really welcoming and it was awesome to be a part of it. And yeah, so last year was my first year. Hold on as we see him running into ball here. Uses his feet, smacked it offside only for a single. Yeah, so Cambo, yeah, he gave him my debut, so I'll be forever grateful to him for that. And yeah, he survived a scare this year, which is,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so it's awesome to see him on the recovery, and he's actually joined the boys in Australia, so as a consultant.
That's great to hear.
So it's good to see him on his road to recovery and that he's doing well.
Big friend of ECN as well, Ryan.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is up and it's in the air, and that is going to pepper the fan zone. In fact, that's gone over the roof. McBride showing some muscle. Scotland, they've batted their way out of a hole here, and they're actually in really good position. They're on about 129 pace. Despite losing those 5 wickets, McBride has kept them in this contest.
Yeah, so just back to Cambo. Yeah, Cambo was a Dutch coach for the last 5 years. He's done an awesome job, promoting Dutch players coming in and giving them debuts, likes of Philip Bosseveen, Buster Leder, absolute talent at the moment.
He's having a good summer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having a great summer, and yeah, great to see him progress. And he's only very young, and his father, Tim De Leder's our manager. So it's the De Leder,
the Prince of Voorburg,
the Prince of Voorburg, and the King of Voorburg. There we go.
Very well. Yeah, they're good people. Here we go with Demand with the comeback ball. McBride, 47. He wants his 50. Will he get it? You bet he will. Maximo stands, delivers. It's a flat bat smack that gets him there in 17 balls. What a breakout innings for Chris McBride. And he has been sensational for Scotland here. And he's batted them right out of a tough spot. That's his 8th 6. Hasn't even hit a 4. And that half century has put Scotland, I think, ahead in this contest.
Yeah, some clean striking there from McBride. Well-deserved 50s, yeah, it's time to pencil for today, so yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah, so he's faced 17 balls, 8 have gone over the ropes. That's a pretty good Maximo rate. And Prince just kind of gone away from plan A here. I think they're giving him too much length to work with. So he tries to go Yorker, it's better. And the straight fielder will come and clean this up, just a single. Yeah, no, Ryan is a great friend of ECN. In fact, Ryan Campbell is one of our commentary team for our first ever major tournament. This is the European Cricket League, so I worked with him back in 2019. Also played grade cricket against him for quite a long time in Western Australia as well. And yeah, he's a good man, and we were so happy, obviously, as everyone was, that it turned out to be okay after that health scare. It reminds everyone, as we get to the end of the 8th over, it'll be 105 for 5. It reminds everyone, how important it is to brush up on those first aid skills and try and arm yourself with what's required. We had quite a nasty situation in Germany earlier this year where a player had a bit of a seizure after a collision, and we had to deal with it until the professionals arrived. Thankfully, it wasn't too long, but yeah, it's just a reminder to try and do. If you can learn something like that, to learn the first aid, to learn maybe from professionals,
yeah, for sure,
could save a life. And actually, I think Ryan was super lucky because the person that basically was there at the time had just completed it. Right?
Yeah, so no, it was a horrible situation, but yeah, as I said, grateful that he's doing well and with the boys in Australia, and yeah, wishing him and the team well.
Plenty of ECN favourites there as well, because back in that same tournament, the ECL, we had Maxio
the VOC
Dowd.
Boys, yeah,
VOC Rotterdam guys, Maxio Dowd, Scotty Edwards,
world record holder Scotty Edwards, I believe.
Yeah, Peter Saylor. Well, actually, come back to that in a second.
Well bowled.
Because actually he's in the side today. Number 11 for Spain here is Gurvinder Singh, and he is the man that beat Scotty Edwards' T10 score.
Oh wow!
Gurvinder Singh in the Barcelona series last year scored 156 not out of 45 balls.
That's
and it was like a perfect storm. I think they had 3 big batters. Both the other 2 got out cheaply. He faced 45 balls out of the 60. And yeah, there he is. He's playing for Spain today. And again, he's getting opportunity because of his performance in ECN cricket, I think, and this form of the game. Latif Mohammed's back, and he gets a little baby ramped here. But fielder is going to come back, does very well. That's Yasser, puts his body on the line. and fires a throw the long way. But he saves 2 runs. Also good running by McBride to make sure that he gets the strike back. Yeah, but 156 in a 10 over game. It's crazy stuff, really.
Yeah, there must have been do you know how many Maximos hit in that game?
Yeah.
Must have been a few.
I could look it up right now. That's the power of EuropeanCricket.com. I think I want to, actually. That was for Gracia. They just won the domestic T10 here on the weekend, in fact.
Yeah, you guys have been pumping out the games on the ECN network, giving European cricket a great name around.
Very nice catch, actually, this time. And guess who? It's Gurvinder Singh that takes the catch. Well, right on cue. He pulls this one, and it wasn't an easy catch. Probably looks easier than it actually is, but he had to go back with the flight of the ball, and he will take a very, very good catch. And just checking the score now. The score for Scotland 11 is 108 for 6. That ends a very good innings from Chris McBride. 56 off just 20 balls. So he gets to his 50. He doesn't make a lot more, but he certainly has batted his team back into the contest.
Yeah, no, awesome knock there. I think good piece of bowling from the bowler there. Kind of kept it out of his swing. I think it was a little bit of a leg cutter from him. So no, well batted and good piece of bowling.
Very, very good piece of bowling from Atif Mohammed. He's difficult to drive down the ground. We've seen that time and time again. And so, yeah, I'll never forget that innings. It was a crazy innings, really. I'll look up the scorecard and I'll tell you how many he hit. I mean, the main thing was he faced, I think, the second most balls we've ever seen. I think the most we've ever seen, Lorenzo Ingram, actually in the Dutch series 2 years ago, faced 47 balls in an innings on the way to 100.
Yeah, Lorenzo, Excelsior man. Yeah, he's a veteran overseas at Excelsior. Yeah, he's a very good batsman, left arm offie as well.
Yeah, here's Atif. New batter is Uzair Shah. This one's going nowhere fast. We often say it all happens in the ninth, and, well, a bit happening at the moment. This game right in the balance now, I think.
Yeah, looking to go over deep square. There's a guy out just in front of square, so I think, yeah, he's looking to target behind square if he's going to come around the wicket and bang it in short. With
5 outfielders, you're always looking at gaps, aren't you? That's Tyrone. He thinks something's hilarious. He'll be doing the commentating next week when we're in Croatia, believe it or not. Well bowled.
Yeah, it's well bowled. Yeah, it's an interesting field, this. I've actually spoken to Corey, the Spanish head coach, a few times, just picking his brain, and he loves coming up with, funky and weird ideas, which is awesome to see in the T10 format, always trying to find some edge over your opponent, and yeah, it's always interesting to see.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's an innovative kind of a guy. Teef, again, good young talent. Here we go, found the scorecard now. With that innings by Gurvinder. Wait for this ball though. And he almost wraps this onto his stumps, but he gets lucky and it misses the stumps. Instead it goes to the boundary. 4 runs for Hogarth. And he finally gets going, and it ends the ninth with the 4 runs that will help Scotland to 113 for 6 after 9.
Yeah, awesome shot there, just manipulating the ball past the short fine leg, so yeah.
So looking at this innings from Gurvinder Bajwa, and taking you back to the 23rd of February 2021. It was about probably the 3rd week of the season in 2021. At the Montjuic ground in Barcelona. So yeah, how's that for a scorecard? He scored 156 off 45 balls. The other batter scored 2, 7 and 3 not out. And they scored 182 for 2 off their 10 overs. He hit 17 sixes and 9 fours in that innings, striking at 347.
That's an incredible innings from the man there. Wow.
It was crazy. And I'll tell you something else about that in a second as we see Prince coming back for over number 10. And well, this is right at the end of the bat. Might be a run out. He's going to be run out here. They're going to check this, but he might as well start walking. That's Hogarth. Yeah, he's off with the pitch, isn't he? He's looking to run, maybe hustle back for a 2. But Prince first drops the catch, so Uzair Shah really, he's the one that probably should have been out. It was more or less off the bottom of the bat. You can see there that the throw just hits the stumps in time. Even though he's blocking, you can tell the batter, unless his bat is very, 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 very long, he's short of his ground. So good recovery from Prince Taman. And so the 10th starts with a wicket, and the score is 113 for 7.
Yeah, unlucky there for Hogarth. As you said, the bowler dropping the catch and he being run out in the non-strikers end.
Yeah, 156 in a T10's a lot of runs. Hogarth, a bit unlucky for him, but I'm sure he'll have the right reply. He's a very good leg spin bowler. He's had a lot of success in this tournament, and I'm sure he'll be out to bowl a couple of good overs in the second half. Yeah, we've even seen in some of the T20 cricket we did show on ECN, we saw one batter score 251 not out in an innings.
Wow.
The team scored 311 for one. So, yeah, we're no stranger to high scoring. Demand to continue.
Oh, it's well bowled.
Good rolling cutter. I want to know how you maybe change your... when you do variations, do you just kind of going on instinct? Are you just thinking in real time, or are you thinking 2 or 3 balls ahead sometimes?
Yeah, so for me, I think I'm still very young in my white ball development, I'd say, as a bowler. I grew up in South Africa playing a lot of red ball cricket. So, as you see him running into bowl here. Oh, banged it in short. Yep, caught that short fine leg. So, good piece of bowling then, banged in short. A little bit of a top edge, and we have to see the end of him.
It's been a funny kind of an innings, hasn't it? Because, Scotland started with a blaze of glory, 13, 14 and 11 in the 3 power play overs, so they were 38. But then Spain kind of came into it, took a couple of wickets, but then it was Scotland that counter-attacked. You look at over 6, 7 and 8, going for 15, 20 and 15. But now it feels like Spain is coming back into it again. Look, this is one of the things that I was so surprised with when I first started doing T10 cricket about 3 years ago, that there are so many momentum swings in such a short game.
No, it's incredible. Yeah, T10, it's a beautiful format. You can be on top of the world, and then all of a sudden 2 overs later, a few quick wickets, and you're staring down the barrel. I think Scotland, they'll be disappointed with themselves. They started very, very well, but yeah, as I said, it's important that you've got a team that you can bat deep and you can trust to keep the momentum going. And I think that's been one really key area for us, is we bat all the way down to 10. Sorry, Viv. But although Viv has played a few very good shots, he scooped me in the Dutch league for 6 over a little.
Is that right?
Little ramp shot. So maybe I should give him a bit more credit. No, it's just the brand of cricket we're just looking to play is really positive, looking to judge ourselves on intent instead of everyone's
instead of outcome.
Yeah, instead of outcome.
I think you're exactly right, and that's what most professional sports people do, not just in cricket but in other things. Get the process right, get the approach right, and
exactly.
Hopefully the results will take care of themselves. Here's Neil, the big man's in at number 10, and he's going to ramp, and he's not going to ramp far enough to be caught. It'll be a single, and yes, Ali is going to back it up. Got to go to the keeper here, blind throw, and wow, Neil, about 7 steps for him to get down the pitch. He slides in for a 2. Good.
Yeah,
good
a couple of steps and a dive from the big man there. Yeah, it's covering a lot of ground in the wicket.
Just want to say a quick hello to Jordan Kingsley. He wants me to say hello to the Animal, E-Muff, and JK Honey. The Nobu dogs from Australia, yeah, the boys. That's the most Australian thing I think I've heard in a while. It's great to have a lot of people watching. It's prime time at the moment in Australia. A lot of people going into the wee hours of the morning with the ECC. Demand with a couple to come.
It's well bowled.
And gets this one through. So I also want to say hello to Steve McWah. Big shout out on behalf of Joel Hicks. So hopefully you're going well. And once again, great to have Ryan with us. We might be able to grab you for first little bit of the second innings if you can stay. I know you've got to get ready for the next game. I'm going to ask you about that, I think, in the second half. Right now, strap yourselves in. It's last ball time. Neil hits to the straight fielder. And Neil showing very little interest in it too. He'll just be happy with the one in the end. And Scotland 11, more or less, bang on a pass score here at the Cardimer Oval. It's 116 for 8 off the 10 overs. Well, it was very lucky that McBride clicked, because not many others did for Scotland, but that's all you really need, I think, in this format of the game, to put on a competitive total. And I think that is pretty competitive for Scotland 11.
Yeah, I think, as I said, I think they'll still be a little bit disappointed, but the runs are on the board, and T10's a funny game, so a couple of early wickets and they could find themselves right in the contest. Yeah,
no doubt about it. And well, you can see there Scotland going off, and look, they'll feel if they can bowl and field to their potential, then they will be able to defend this. But remember, Spain, they've wanted to chase, and they get their wish here in match number 8, as we saw Scotland winning the toss. So Spain, in fact, won the toss. They elected to field, but Scotland, I think they wanted to bat first anyway. And it was a very interesting start. And yes, Ali, he was able to get the first wicket. Jarvis, after a bright 16, he just holed out there to Asjad Butt at point. And, well, Jarvis wasn't happy, but then it was bang, bang time. And as a fast bowler, you got to love the side of this. The stump's getting disturbed 2 balls in a row.
Unbelievable. It's always good to see the stumps getting castled, and the hitman strikes again.
And then this was an absolute seed, wasn't it? Looked like it was just going to angle and miss the leg stump, but it deviated and hit the top of the stumps. And the hitman, well, he has that steely look in his eye, and that's trouble. But then, hey, give some credit to Callum Garden. He came out and he still attacked that 3rd over and pushed 11 off it. So they got something from nothing then. A dream start for Charlie Remitrovic. He took 2 wickets in his first over.
Yeah, good to see from the youngster. As I said, it's going to be a great tournament for him, great week as he, builds his experience and repertoire for Spanish cricket.
Wicket with his very first ball as well for Charlie, and the Spanish supporters, well, they were up and about, as you'd imagine. And this was the second one where Sajad, unfortunately, he couldn't move the needle. Scotland looking on. They needed someone to step up, and it was Christopher McBride that did that. And his innings was peppered with Maximo's 8 sixes in all. In fact, striking at 280. He hit 56 off 20 ball. And he's very, very, very pleased to bring up that half century in just 17 deliveries. And towards the end, you can see. And Spain just fought their way back in towards the end. That was a nice catch by Govinda that we talked about a little bit. What's Ryan? Plenty of teeth on show there. You see more of that in Croatia next week. Well, he'll be replacing me for a week. Smart little recovery there from Prince Taman. He knocks over the stumps after dropping the catch. And then Uzair Shah. Well, he went around the corner to Atif Mohammed. He was a late casualty. But Scotland, they're in the game, aren't they? I think with 116 runs on the board. Spain, look, it's a kind of target I think they'll feel pretty confident chasing. It's a similar kind of target that they chased yesterday against Italy. They had to chase 119 on that occasion. They got there with 2 balls to spare. And Spain also chased successfully against England yesterday, chasing 105 in 7.5 overs. Look at the scorecard. It's dominated by Chris McBride. 8 Maximos in his 56 off 20 balls. Apart from that, Jarvis got them off to a fast start, getting to 16 off just 6 balls. Then Callum Garden with an attacking 13, but he fell a bit too early, I think, as far as he was concerned. And Spain, they did all right just to stay in the contest. Cameron as the victim of the counter-attack in the third, but did get those 2 early wickets. Remitrovic was impressive on debut, 2 for 28, but he was a little bit expensive in his second over. Wickets also to Yasser Ali, Atif Mohammed and Prince Taman. So all 5 bowlers getting at least 1 wicket in this innings. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Ryan Klein for the start of the second innings in just a few minutes' time. Until then, it's Vinny Sandu here, Mr. Maximo, with Ryan Klein. And Rico will be back very shortly as well. You're watching ECN, and this is the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Hello and welcome back to the Carter Oval on the Costa del Sol. Well, blue skies are out and we're ready to play. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes today between these two teams in the second half of this match. As the umpires make their way to the middle, it is Spain versus the Scotland 11. And I can tell you the news so far here in match 8. Scotland 11 was sent in by the Spanish captain Christian Munoz Mills, and they've managed to scramble together 116 for 8 off their 10 overs. Pretty much bang on a par total. I know that last year the par total was 115. It's been a little bit lower this year, more like 107. But I just think with these top teams, you're going to need kind of 115, 120 to be competitive. That's been the story so far in Championship Week. There's a batter that has really come of age this year, Daniel Dorcaye, former South African, opening the batting for Spain. He'll be out there with Yasir Ali. And the opening partnership could have a big bearing on how this innings goes. I think typically when they've chased, it has been based on good starts. Interesting for Scotland 11 as well. There's no Brad Curry in their bowling lineup. There's no Ali Evans either. And so I just think that could also be a little bit of a factor in this chase. There's Corey Ruckers. Well, he'll be in the commentary box for a stint in the fourth match of the day. That's going to be a very good one as well between the England 11 and the Netherlands 11. That was my pick for the final earlier in the week, but right now I don't know what to think because the English, they haven't won a game in their first 3, and Italy just beat them off the last ball. Things going from bad to worse to whatever's worse than that for the England 11 so far. And there you see Vamos España with a little picture drawn there, maybe by Mohamed Kamran, who's a bit of an artist, as he showed us yesterday. Anyway, almost ready to go. Here we go, 117 to win. And it's Lewis O'Donnell who's going to open the bowling, and he's going to get hit for 4 straight away. And so it's an uppercut, and Yasir Ali, he's not afraid to go with it. There was no outfielder back there. So Spain off to a very good start. Many sound to hear Mr. Maximo for the European Cricket Network. And joining me in the commentary box once again for a few more minutes until he has to get ready for the next game is Dutch all-rounder Ryan Klein. Ryan, welcome back, and pretty good start for the Spanish there.
Yeah, thanks, Vin, and welcome back to all the ECN viewers, wherever you may be in the world. Good start there for the Spanish. I think it's quite a short delivery, but well done there by Yasir Ali. I think just to just hit it over the vacant third man region. So beautiful start for the Spanish.
Yeah, Yasir Ali has been drafted into the squad. Pretty much a straight swap for Mohamed Babar, who, well, congratulations to Mohamed Babar. He's just welcomed a child into his family, and
congrats.
He's off for family time. Classical shot this time from Yasir Ali, but there is a long on back and just a single. So yeah, we're just talking briefly about that next clash between you guys, the Netherlands 11 and the England 11. They're going to be desperate for some points, no doubt about it. How do you feel going into that clash?
Yeah, the boys are confident. I mean, we're focusing very much on ourselves, so I think it'll be a good game. England's struggling a little bit in this week. I think a little bit on the back foot, not having a group stage game. But yeah, as I said, we're going to be focusing on ourselves as the bowler runs into ball here.
O'Donnell gets driven, he gets driven well.
Shot.
And that's pure from DDC. That might have been, they're going to have to check this. And Daniel Dorcaye, I mean, it wasn't opening pretty much the whole time in the group stage till the final.
Yeah.
I think it does just carry. And it does. Maximo time. Asad Ali, Italian stallion, gets his arms up in the air. So what a perfect start that was. And yeah, DDC, I know they tried to use him in the middle order as a bit of a specialist against the spinners. He can still do that. He can also start on 30 or 40 when they come on. Short and pounded, and this is going to go square of the wicket, and it's going to go for 6 as well. Maximo back to back, and this is a rollicking start now for the Spaniards.
Yeah, beautiful 2 shots there from DDC, fellow South African. So I think he grew up in the Eastern Cape, I believe. Came across his path for the first time this year, so it's good to see him, coming and doing very well.
Really lovely young guy as well, and he's been spending the last 3 weeks in between the group stage and now coaching kids every day. I think beautiful. Over 1,000 kids here, and I'm sure they all watched him drop 2 catches yesterday, but that's history as well. Here we go with the next ball. It's a full toss, and this is going to be more runs. This will be 4. Doesn't quite get it, but it's not good from O'Connell, who's gone magical, and there's still a ball to go in this first over.
Yeah, a good start here from the Spanish. I think Corey's going to be one happy man. Put a smile on your face there, Corey.
Yeah,
there it is.
Half a smirk from C. Rutgers,
yeah,
who, to his credit, when Spain won both games yesterday, he said he would pay for the empanadas last night.
Did he end up paying?
He did, in the nervous 90s, 92 euros. And So, thanks to Corey, I would have paid good money betting against him actually paying the bill, but it happened. Anyway, O'Donnell's got to sort it out, and quick. Wrong. Gets it really wrong. Camera 6. And this is going to be a beamer. Free hit coming up for DDC. Just searching for a Yorker there, Ryan, and just gets it wrong.
I was guilty of that last night against the Italians. Almost took someone's head off, and it happens.
Amish Sharif, who then got an even better beamer from your captain, Sebastian Brutt.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old Amish Sharif is, but I know that his life definitely has flashed before his eyes.
100%.
Anyway, here we go. Free hit time. And he goes over the offside. He goes a long, long way. It's a magical start for Spain. After just one over, they're 28 without loss.
That is an incredible cricket shot there from Daniel. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of young Spanish kids who are watching this, and they're watching with interest. And yeah, Corey just trying to keep a lid on it at the moment. Had a few questions coming in for you, and asking you. It was Pistabai actually asked, how are you going, Ryan? And why aren't you bowling all the time? First, I'm just going to have a look at the golden ball counter. 55 matches without a golden ball. I think we're due. We normally get one every 70 or so, but of course sometimes it can be longer. Sometimes they'll come close together. But I know that you have been bowling a little bit, but how are you going right now with your body?
Yeah, at the moment it's been a long year for me. I picked up an injury I made my T20 debut against New Zealand in August, and as we watch Hogarth into bowl here. Oh, that's gone straight up. Opportunity here for the field there.
Should catch it. And does. And that is Ollie Hares that will take the catch. Come on. And, well, won't be happy with this at all. He doesn't wait to have a look at Hogarth. Goes ultra attacking. Hogarth is one guy. I feel like you maybe just need to take one ball to know what's coming at you. But Yasser gets greedy and he gets going. And that's just the wicket Scotland need to steady things. It's not Daniel Dorokaya, who's 22, but it is Yasser Ali gone for 5, and it's 28 for 1.
Yeah, coming back to your question there, Vin, I'm feeling good. It's a nice opportunity with the bat these last 2 weeks that we've been a part of. As I said, I picked up a hip injury, landed on it against New Zealand in the T20 two bilateral series we had in the Netherlands. And ever since then I've just needed some rest, but the schedule hasn't really allowed for it. So just managing my bowling loads. Some days it's more painful than others, and looking forward to a well-deserved break when I get back home after the finals week. Yeah, well, you certainly will deserve it after the year you've had. I mean, you mentioned not just the summer, the fact that you debuted against Afghanistan back in January, and it's a big load, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a very good year for me. I think it's been one of a lot of learning. You get put in some high pressure situations, and you learn a lot about yourself and how to improve and continuously get better. And picking the brains of some of the best in the world definitely helps it. And looking forward to hopefully having a long career. Yeah, well, you're a young guy. Here's Govinda. Well, he's a guy we just talked about his 156 that he scored in a T10 match, and he smashes the first one over long off, and this will be 4. I don't think it carries all the way, but still it's a very confident start just inside the boundary, but still very good batting from Govinda first up. Yeah, Govinda must be listening closely to what we're saying, because he's come up with a point to prove today. Now he's going to turn one around the corner. He's one guy, I mean, we have seen him open the batting for his club side. He floats around this order. Sometimes he's used lower down, 7, 8. I mean, Spain have a lot of guys that are very capable with the bat. They've got a long batting order. So he's getting an opportunity here at number 3. I'm sure that he's keen to make the most of it. Hogarth with the wrong in this time. Down the leg side. Garden's got a very good understanding with Hogarth because they are teammates at Forfisher. They're a club from Scotland that we'll see at the ECL next year. Yeah. We're planning to release the ECL groups on Friday, on finals day for 2023. Okay, he gets his wish to play against spin here. He doesn't have to wait too long, because they bring it on in the second over. So Ryan, what I liked about your captain Sebastian Brutt and your strategy in the next match is that Sebastian Brutt won the toss for the Netherlands, and he's elected to bat, even though I'm sure that England are very happy with that. Wrong in this time. Well, he likes it. And I wonder if this has raised it all. Gardens? Yeah, his body language tells me he thinks it might be out, but it probably isn't. Let's have a look at it. You see, it does. One. Does it ever? Oh, foot's up. Trouble. No, I think he's okay. I think what you'll see here is the heel's up, but enough of the toe in the middle of the foot is just down.
this bit of the foot there, for me, is just behind the line. And I don't think you can really give that based on that evidence. Oh, yeah, the heel was up, but he just had enough of the ball, the foot down. And as a keeper, I know those ones. And Mohamed Kamran, he agrees with the decision.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's drawing any pictures over there today. But yeah, what I was going to say is, okay, you went with your strength rather than doing the opposite of what England wanted to do, if that makes sense. You went with you are backing your ability to put a score on the board, defend it. And England, they have lost 3 times when they've been batting first.
It's a roll bowled.
So I'm also going to tell you something, that England have never lost chasing in the ECC. So if you can win the next game, then that will be history, because England have chased 11 times and they've chased successfully 11 times.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, it's one key thing that we've really been focusing on is, focusing on ourselves. And if that maybe may be a history, then, history's always there to be rewritten. So I think, we're just focusing on ourselves. We'll do our strength. And, I think one thing that's important for us as we look at the table there, seeing Netherlands at the top. So I think, if we can get another win, take us to 8 points, we will be sitting pretty at the top. So it'll be quite good. But just back to the game. I think if we can just continue our momentum, as T10 is a momentum game, it should be an interesting clash. Yeah,
sure will be. And here's an interesting character. It's going to be Adrian Neil. Well, he's captaining Scotland 11 in this game, in the absence of the captain Ali Evans this week. And this is edged and gone, and Dorkaya goes after him straight away and just plays down the wrong line. It's a good catch by Garden. This is still going up when it reaches him. And so a big wicket falls, and a big moment perhaps in this game. Spain off to a flyer, but they've lost both openers now. It's 35 for 2.
Yeah, big wicket there for DDC, going for one, trying to continue from where he left off. And the tall bowler there from Scotland claiming a nice scalp.
Yeah, so Dorkaya again just tries to play through his arc. So nothing too wrong with his shot. Let's see if it does anything. Not really. I just think he plays down the wrong line, and he must be a difficult guy to drive, because even full balls, they just would bounce more than you get off a regular bowler. And I faced Bruce Reid a few times, former Australian bowler, and that was like facing a regular bowler that was up a ladder. Anyway. Yeah, no,
Adrian Neil is a very tall man, and I suppose the bouncy track here at Khartoum Oval definitely assists him. It's been interesting to see how he's actually bowled in the ECC. He's been used at the depth in the group stage week, going for his wide holes.
Yeah, that's true.
So interesting to see that, maybe against Spain, trying to use his height and the bounce of the wicket to his advantage.
Question from Barry in the chat while we've got you. And he was actually looking after the players and match officials area last year, Barry, but he's now taken up a job in Abu Dhabi. So hello to you, Barry. Hope you're well. And here's the new batter. It's Prince Demand coming out at 4. Spots the first one back. He wants to know, do you prepare differently with the bat from match to match? That's his question. How do you guys normally prepare for your batting?
Prepare for the batting, I think what we like to do is, go out in the middle, as we can see in the distance there, the England 11 getting their warm-ups done early.
Yeah.
We like to just go out and, just get the bat swings going, try and relax the swings. Piers Fletcher, our head coach, is very big on that. Just relaxing our swings so we can have a nice clean hit through the ball.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we prepare.
It's funny how their batting warm-ups have changed as the cricket has gotten shorter. Missing, I think, probably high.
Yeah, it's
that extra bounce.
Extra bounce and the extra height, as we spoke about.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot at the bowler's end either. You can see that's certainly Prince Demand wasn't in a rush to run. I think he gets this on the back leg. He has a little look behind and has to hustle. Now, I know, Ryan, you've got to go in a second because you're about to prepare for the next game, and obviously wish you all the best. Maybe before you go, is there anyone you want to say hello to while we've got you here on the European Cricket Network?
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if the Dutch boys are watching down in Oz, but if you guys are watching, the lads are backing you all the way, for the World Cup, and we've got a few messages from you guys. So thanks for all your support, and then to any of my family or friends that are watching, thanks for all the support, and we'll try to bring it home.
Yes, it's off the leg, but they'll get a leg by here. I think people don't realise sometimes, for you to now be an international cricketer, a lot of people have gone into that. A lot of coaches, a lot of support people over the years, and they'd all be thrilled for the success you're having. So we wish you all the best going forward as well, Ryan.
Cheers, thanks for having me, and to all the viewers, thanks for tuning in, and keep your eye out for the rest of the week, and hopefully we can put in a few more good performances for all of you.
Yeah, all the best, Ryan Klein, our special guest commentator here in match number 8. In Championship Week. And it's hard not to like that guy, isn't it? And we'll see him before too long. And I know Ryan's very courageous. He plays it down, but he has definitely carried some injuries through this summer and into the winter. And I know he's planning to try and rest up, and we'll have to see if he requires surgery to keep his body going and in the kind of shape to continue as an international cricketer and get the best out of himself. Right now, Neil's come up with such a good over in the third. It's a full toss. And it's just missed by Demand. Be an interesting one on the height here. It was high, but how high? Yeah, borderline. Put it that way. Anyway, gets away with it. And at the end of 3 overs, the score is 38 for 2. So a strange power play, if you think of it. 28, 7 and 3. So O'Donnell's over going for plenty. But the net result of that is that Spain are still ahead of the rate. They've got 8 wickets in hand. I do think the loss of Daniel Dorcalia is pretty significant. It has been the kind of glue that's held their batting together during this ECC, but it gives an opportunity for somebody else. As we see Jack Jarvis coming into the attack, starts with the ball, just sneaks inside the tram line. Pitts Demand just struggling a little bit early here. Now it's a bit too early to say this, but Corey has said if any batters are struggling and it doesn't seem like their day, then he won't be afraid to retire them out for someone else that might be able to score a bit quicker. Prince Demand 1 of 4, certainly not quite looking himself so far. Gets the end of the bat on this. At least he'll get out the way this time. Kessler Judd doing the fielding. Seems to have made a bit of a home for himself in that short third man position. And once again, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that asked questions and getting a lot of good feedback from my chat with Ryan Klein. Really, really nice guy and very talented cricketer as well. Govinda, 5 off 6. Cutter. You can kind of see the cutter coming sometimes the way that Jarvis kind of loads up. His grip is split finger a little bit. So when the forefinger and the middle finger together, it's generally a seam up delivery. But you could just tell that time it was going to be one of those pace-off deliveries. There's one thing though to pick it, another thing to hit it, don't forget. Demand gets a bit on this, but field is well set. So again, just a single. And this rate is creeping up back towards 2 a ball. It started 11.7 required. It was below that after that first over of 28 off Lewis O'Donnell. But now we have seen it creep back up, and now it's at 2 a ball exactly. A very important middle overs coming up in this contest. Again, rocks out the cutter. And Govinda will just knock it down to third man. But yeah, look, you're looking for more than singles at this stage. Spain, I think, a bit frustrated that they haven't found the boundary for a while. In fact, that's 15 balls without a boundary now. It's interesting to see if they bowl Neil out in the 5th or whether they save him up. I'll probably bowl him out. I think he's winning the contest between these two. Anyway, it's the end of the 4th over. Just 4 singles off that over from Jarvis, and he bookends it with dots. After 4 overs, it's 42 for 2. So keep the questions coming on our comment section, and also thanks to everyone that has been able to send me messages on my social media at Mr. Maximo. Corey Ruckers will be in the box sometime during the next game with Rico. I'm going to sit the next one out. Rico will be back very shortly to finish this game with me. Again, big thank you to Ryan Klein, and all the best to him in the next game, which should be an absolute doozy between England 11 and the Netherlands 11. Time for over number 5. And they aren't going back to Neil. They're going to go for a slower bowling option. So I thought they might do this. I just would have been tempted. I think because Neil troubled these batters so much, maybe you get him on now, and if you can get another over of 3 or 4, then you're so far ahead in the game. Instead, it's Bashir that comes on, and he's going to get hit out of the ground. Maximo! I'll take that. Change of pace, change of luck for Spain. who break their streak of no boundaries. It ends at 16 balls in the end. This comes on, and not too much on that from Bashir. Now the next one is going to be hit down to deep backward square. So 6 and 1 to start the 5th over. That's demand. Let's see if he can get going. 3 off 7. I think it's hit out or get out time for him. Otherwise, he might have the decision made for him. I mean, this is the thing. He is 100% capable of playing a blistering innings, but some days, some innings, you just don't seem to have it. Misses out on this one. Bit of extra bounce from Bashir. 3 off 8. I'm curious to see what's happening in that Spain dugout at the moment as we bring back into the commentary box a regular partner after this ball. Prince, big swing inside edge, not convincing yet. Just gets the 1. Rico Full joins me back for the conclusion of this game. Right now, game in the balance, Rico.
Yeah, great to be back. Thank you very much to Ryan Klein. Fitting in, doing a wonderful job. Yeah, game in the bag. The Prince, more than capable, Vinny, but at the moment just struggling. And Gurvinder, well, the good news for Spain is that he was able to break that long period of time without a boundary. I'm sure we'll go after Bashir some more here as well.
Big swing and a miss from Gurvinder. He's getting an opportunity here in the number 3 position. So nice to see him getting an opportunity, but right now you can just see Spain are drifting a little bit at a time behind the rate. And yeah, they were able to come home with a wet sail yesterday. They're making life pretty hard for themselves at the moment. Credit to Scotland though, they've been bowling well, and I think this will help Spain because there's no deep point out there, and so Gurvinder just times this one. He goes with the line of the ball, so Bashir ends up going for 12 in the 5th, and that's pretty much what they needed off the 5th over. As that rate creeps towards 13. At the moment, the score is 54 for 2 after 5. And once again, we want to welcome you into the Dream Box. It's Vinny Sandhu here, Mr. Maximo. And joining me back in the commentary box is Rico Full. I thought we had a really good chat with Ryan Klein. He's a very interesting cricketer. Obviously, he's had a big year. Made his full international debut against Afghanistan in January. Toured New Zealand earlier in the year. Played some cricket over the Dutch summer. What a great thing for this tournament to have players like him. And he's not the only one involved.
I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it gives the opportunity for some of the other players to have a chat with him, talk about his experiences. And also, I think it gives them the push, maybe the motivation to see how far they can go as well, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how you get better. You get better by mixing it with better players and better teams, even if you don't actually make it to that level yourself. I mean, I know myself, the fact I got to play against so many international and first-class players and play with them and against them, you learn so much about how they go about it. And you actually get to see them as regular people and realise that they've got a lot of the same issues that you do. This is going to be Uzair Shah. He starts with a wide. Really good keeping by Garden. I just want to show you something here. Garden does really well. He doesn't just go with his hands. He gets his feet over there. Look at that. Look at where his feet end up. He's ended up 2 feet off the pitch trying to get in line with that ball. And that's so important when you're keeping up to medium pace bowling. It's an attacking move from the keeper. Yeah, well, it's not going to pay off because who knows, he might have even caught this if he was back. I think he would have had a play on it, and this is the negative side of keeping up because those little edges, instead of being caught behind, they end up going to the boundary.
Yeah, very good point. I mean, you can see just though how much that carries. And we've already seen Carden take a sensational catch, didn't we, when he took the wicket off Daniel Doyle-Kaya. That catch was a great catch, a lot of pace in that ball. But yeah, there's a chance you take when you're standing up. But they're probably feeling right here that wickets is what they need.
This one almost to wide. Instead, it's going to be 4. And Prince Demand just hangs the bat out there, and he's happy with the result. Back-to-back boundaries. That one was a bit more convincing. And Spain just now kind of working their way back into this contest. They're still not in a bad shape at all with 8 wickets in hand.
Yeah, they're getting, I mean, I'm going to say they're getting a little bit of the rub of the green. I don't think these are out-and-out shots that are being executed to plan by the Prince Demand or either by Gurinder Singh, but they're getting the luck. They're finding the gaps and evading the fielders and getting the boundaries.
So let's see if he persists with that wide outside off stump line. He does, and this would have been a big wide. Instead, he throws the bat at it and he gets a good result. Maximo! Well, Demand's come good. And he had chewed up a lot of deliveries, but now he's cashing in. This would have been a big one. He says, I don't care. I'm trusting my hands. He goes out, gets plenty on it. In fact, it goes over the fence for 6.
Yeah, he's just not getting his follow-through right for me, the bowler. It was there. I mean, every time he's letting go of the ball, he's really falling over away from himself, and the ball just continues down that path. I can see the big effort to get it outside the off, but too much for me. That's this one, he goes the wrong way, and this is being picked up as well. That will go all the way as well. Pole, bole. 6 más, sí, eso es una 6, una grande. Gracias, Chloe. Una 6 de oro.
Yeah, and so now he decides to go straighter, but Prince has just opened his stance up a little bit, and he's in a good position. You see that little skip, which opens that leg side up, and, well, the golden 6 is in operation, and rightly so. It's amazing how a couple of overs have defined this innings. 2 magical ones. This one's worth 21 now. There's still 2 balls to go. Who's there? Sharp. Looking down the barrel. Oh, no. Well, I think this would have been 5 wides because the Garden, I don't know if he could have stopped it. Instead, it'll rocket off the bat of demand for 4 more. And this is a total disaster. Remember, 28 came off the first over. Now 25 have come off this, and there's still a ball remaining.
Yeah, it's just not what Scotland needed. It's come at the completely the wrong time. They go with Uzair Shah. You were talking about other options that they could have gone back to. But Shah they go with, and already we've seen 25 come off this.
As a keeper, I would have loved to have seen if Garden would have taken that, because that would have been a sensational take. He was trying to get there, and now it's going to be pumped, but how far? It's high. I think it's a catching opportunity, and Neil will take it. So Uzair Shah will finish with 1 for 25 off his over. And, well, I suppose it's not a bad result for the Prince, who batted himself into a hole, but then he batted himself out of it. He ends up with 28 off 15, and Spain lose a 3rd wicket. That's the end of the over as well. After 6, it's 79 for 3.
Yeah, it's a massive over, though. I mean, 25 runs that come off it, they do get the wicket off the Prince, but you just think that that's a win-win for Spain, because they've still got plenty of batters to come. It'd be interesting to see who they come out next. I would imagine that maybe the captain would fancy himself coming out there, but you also got the hard hitter of Hamza Salim Dar. I mean, he can come out there and finish the game off for you pretty quickly. And yeah, Charlie Rumi as well. It's lovely to see him playing, nice to see him bowling and picking up some wickets in his debut in this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship, but he's a class bat as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And look, Charlie took a wicket very first ball as well. It was T10 international career, great moment for him. But right now, here's Christian Munoz Mills. Now, he is a guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's only faced 2 balls in this series, and they both went for 6. He's the one that went bang, bang, and brought up the victory for them yesterday. Now, he's going to have to deal with Jack Jarvis, so he won't be facing first up. Govinda will be facing left-hander. Here's over number 7. And the cutter beats him first up. Jarvis is bowling a lot of cutters. He's almost showing his hand, saying, look, it's going to be a cutter. You can tell from the way he's gripping the ball and in the load-up. But, I mean, it's no different to me. As if you're an off-spinner, everyone knows it's probably going to be an off-spinner. You still got to play it.
Yeah.
And so, I like it. Govinda hasn't really hit his straps yet in this 18. Now he can't catch up with this one. So it's an interesting one for me. He's 18 off 14 now with 1 6 and 2 4s. This is the kind of situation, if you want to be really crazy, it's not a good matchup, I think, Jarvis against Govinda. Do you replace him from a strategic point of view? Be a big call. You're hoping you can come good, a bit like Prince Demand came good earlier in the innings. Strike 3. Now I'm looking up at the bench, because there's still 3 balls left in this over. And that's basically strike 1, strike 2, strike 3 so far. Jarvis has only conceded 4 runs off an over and a half. And as much as some of the bowlers have gone the journey, Jarvis has kept them in the contest.
He has. And if he can finish this off well with that over of 25.
Got to get across here. Got to get something on this, surely. He's going to stick with the intent, at least to get something on this. And it'll be a single. It's a hard thing, though, once you kind of hitch your wagon to this attacking strategy of swinging to then eat a 1. Now there's only 2 to come in the over. You're saying, okay, over to you, Skip. But it's sometimes worth. That's why you see batters continuing to swing. We kind of saw it with Gawley this morning as well. Ended up making a maiden, actually. There's Alistair looking on with his piercing eyes.
Big moment this, because Christian I mean, the way you mentioned it the other day. The way, hang on a minute, look, here we go. Here we go. There has been a change. And it's the first time I think we're seeing it in Championship week. I don't know if we saw it during the group stage. May have done. Yeah, we did once, I think. So that's the case of saying, okay, it's not quite happening for you at the moment, Govinda. I think it's time to maybe pull you back in. 19 of 16 he scored. So he's going to come back, and the new batter will go out there, and they'll probably find that they must have gone with Hamza. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, and Govinda, again, he'll understand that. That's part of the strategy. 80 for 4 then, with Govinda retired out. And he's retired out for 19 off 16. So this is all about trying to get the guy out there that you think is probably in a better position to win the match. So one left-hander replaces another, but Hamza certainly was very, very impressive yesterday. He looked in good form with the bat, and they just didn't want him to be left on the bench too long as this game was slipping away.
Yeah, nobody at square leg to Hamza.
And now, similar kind of result. Another left-hander swings and misses at an off-cutter. Jarvis, outstanding performance from JJ. He doesn't take a wicket, but kind of causes one because he causes the retired out. It won't go against his name, but he takes none for 6 off his 2 overs and 7 overs down Spain. 81 for 4. This is what's coming up next. England 11, they are without a win so far in this series. And Netherlands 11, they are undefeated. They're 11-0 in ECC 22. These two teams will clash in match 9. And it's coming your way in around about 35 minutes. And just have a look at those two teams and news from the toss. Netherlands 11, I mentioned it first, that Netherlands 11 won the toss, elected to bat. So I think England will be happy chasing. That's what they want to do, I think. And stay tuned. Rico Full will take you through that one. Corey Ruckers plans to be in the commentary box for that one as well. But that may depend on if Spain win or not, because he can get a bit grumpy.
He'll be here. He'll be here. They've made a fantastic start, haven't they? And I think, well, he's probably already over the moon with the start that they've had.
Right, let's go. Over number 8. And it starts with a stand-up sweep from Chris Munoz-Mills for a single. Yeah, so how many they need that? They need 36 off the last 3. Dead onto a ball. This game for me is anybody's game right now.
Yeah, but this boy can finish it off in no time. Hamza.
Bashir gets hit leg side and gets hit into the jungle. Maximo! Well, this is why they made the tactical switch. One left-hander for another. Hamza is the kind of guy that can go large and get there quickly, and that's exactly what he does here off Bashir.
Yeah, I mean, he's played these shots so well. I mean, we saw him hitting them big yesterday. I mean, that's nothing. That's just a little paddle for Hamza. When he starts hitting them properly, they go over those trees. And I can see that Daniel Weston and Roger Finer, the founder and CEO, are taking a walk down that side of the ground. Well, be careful, chaps, because these could be coming your way. I
don't know what happened there, but I was just mentioning about that retired out. Look, the reason it's a bit of a gamble because you do lose a wicket, of course. You can't have Govinda back now, so it can't pay off. But it also can backfire because if the guy you send in then gets out, it can kind of spark a collapse as well. This one's called a wide. Steps across and he escorts this one into the jungle as well. Maximo! Well, Hamza Salim Dar, 3 balls, 2 sixes, and Spain. They made the switch and it's working out very, very well for them so far.
Yeah, it certainly is. I told you he's going to get bigger and bigger. Well, that one's slightly bigger than the last one. That's halfway up. Well, because Eddie can quite easily clear it. Well, I thought maybe Danny Weston and Roger Finer were going to run up to get that one, but they leave it be. That is, of course, the killer python part of the ground. Leave them be.
Trying to think what tools Bashir can use here against Hamza. Maybe make him reach for it a bit more. He does that. It's better bowling. This one's just okay.
Yeah, that's where you got to be. He tried the ball before, the one that was pounded for 6. It was called a wide. Then he went back straight to his body, got plummeted away. That's where he has to be. You got to back yourself to get the ball in that area to Hamza.
This is smacked, but it's smacked towards the fielder on the bounce. It'll just be a single. And so, well, they've got it now under 10 and over required. Spain in the box seat. But again, few good balls. And remember, Adrian Neal still got an over, and he was pretty much unhittable in his first over. There were 3 off it. 2 of them were leg byes. And he picked up a wicket first ball, the wicket of Daniel Dorkayet. Last ball of the 8th. Bashir's gone for 27 plus this. Goes after it. And I may think it 2 here. No, they won't. Sajad cleans up down a deep backward square. End of the 8th over. Spain are 97 for 4. 20 runs required off the last 2 overs.
Yeah, even if boys, but this is the over for me. I mean, if Spain are going to win this, they've got to get, I think, majority of those runs in this over. You do not want to take it deep. Now, who did they go for? Do Scotland go for the captain? Does Adrian bowl it and say, right, that if I get a good one in here, let's leave about, I don't know, 15 or so to get off the last? Or does he back himself to bowl the last one and hope that he's got runs to play with?
Yeah, so they're going to go for Hogarth here, looks like, in the 9th. I mean, 2 pretty good options, to be honest, still to come. So they've decided to go back-to-back spin. I actually don't think it matters too much because they're 2 such good bowlers. Anyway, here we go. It all happens in the 9th. Spain need 20 off the last 2 overs of this match. And this one gets through. Chris Munoz-Mills first up. We've been treated to some really close finishes today, haven't we? How about that last ball finish between Italy and the England 11 earlier? And I wonder if we could get one here. That would be something pretty special. Strike 2, but this time they'll run off the pad, so at least it changes the strike. Now this will be interesting because Hogarth does have a bit of a wrong end. It's not easy to pick. He's got a whippy kind of wrist spin action. I think this contest could decide the match as he's bowling at Hamza Salim Dar, who's red hot.
It could. I'm very surprised with this field. Go back to that after this delivery.
Thick edge, running away. Can't see this being caught. It isn't. 4 runs. Gets lucky, but you make your own luck. Frustration for the Scots. We're staring down the barrel of 1 and 3 now if they can't defend this total. Hamza, not sure if he picks it or not. I think it's more or less a top spin up, but he just throws the hands in it, gets enough bat on it, get it to the boundary.
Yeah, I mean, to Hamza, they got mid-wicket back behind square in the boundary. You need one more on that leg side. That's where he's going to aim for.
Yeah, but I mean, how far back? He can't be in the jungle. Goes straight and goes true. Maximo! Well, Spain masters of the chase so far. They won both games chasing yesterday. They get their wish again. Chasing today, that makes it 9 off 8. And right now, it is advantage Spain.
What a top shot this is. And Hamza, well, that's me saying he likes to go over cow corner mid-wicket. Well, this one is as pure as they come, straight down the ground. What a lovely shot that is.
Gotta say, credit to Spain. They had the guts to make the big call and retire out Dravinder for Hamza. And Hamza's got 23 off 7 right now. You're watching cricket changing before your eyes. Last ball of the over. Next time he goes, and he's going to be dropped by Sajad.
Can't believe it.
Well, that was straight to him, and he's got the sun behind him. It's a big moment in the game, because not just that, it's actually still one to come in the over, but it means Hamza Salim Dar, he can pretty much stay at the non-strikers end now for this ball and tell Munoz-Mills to swing away, because I think they want Hamza facing up for the start of the last over.
Cannot believe that drop. I mean, that's just pressure time, I suppose. Pressure moment. Take that catch. Who knows?
It's a bad place to be when you drop a catch in that situation. Here's the last ball of the over, and it's a gift, and it's a full toss, and that's almost it, really. Maximo! Just 2 to win now as Spain climb to 115, and Neil is going to have to bowl the over of his life if Scotland are going to pull this one out of the fire after 9 overs. It's 115 for 4.
Yeah, I mean, this catches. I mean, one thing I will say, I mean, Spain, I don't know what's going on with it, but remember yesterday in that match against Italy, it was very tense, and there it was a Sekinder Abbas that dropped Hamza. Hamza gets dropped, they lose the match, and that was, a match-defining moment. I think we saw the same there. Sajad puts Hamza down, and, at that point, we know, it was just 9 runs needed. It would have been a catch, no runs, dot ball. Bowler would have been bowling at a new batter, could have got a dot ball in, and we would have gone into, 9 needed off the last? As it is, there's only 2 to defend.
That's
big
true.
moment.
And bowling's a confidence game, right? Most things in cricket are, and you just wonder if the next ball would have been a full toss if a new batter had been out there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been.
Anyway, here we go. 1 to tie, 2 to win. They bring everybody into the infield. Neil's just got to try and beat the bat of Hamza Salim Dar, who can win it with 1 stroke of the bat. Steps across, and they're going to take it on. Oh, yeah, you'd rather have the infield in further to stop a single like that. That's a bit criminal for me. That ties the match, and so Chris Munoz-Mills will have 5 chances to win it for Team Spain.
Yeah, Hamza, big smile on his face, and hasn't he been a top performer for his side. Hasn't been given the opportunity to have a bowl. He doesn't have to. Everybody's been bowling so well. He's a great all-rounder. But with the bat, he is producing some magical displays.
Come on, Chris. Do it.
Here we go. Any score wins it for Team España. And, well, one chance, gone. And so, yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. I mean, he's an awkward guy to even get bat on ball to, Neil, because the extra bounce he gets, and this pitch has been pretty suitable for his type of bowling. Field's coming really tight now. They have a pretty short mid-on that could probably take the stumps if Neil can't get back there. Take two, Spain.
Battle of the captains. One captain looking to win it for each side. Christian Munoz-Mills.
Straight swing and a miss. They think about it. He would have been run out, but he's not. And now the ball's kicked away. All right, 2 dots. We need to get to 5 dots. We've got a golden ball.
Well, Garden should have had the captain of Spain here. And look, all he needs to do is hit him. He misses.
I mean, theoretically, if let's say he does miss the next couple, do you put a new batter out there? Maybe not. You'd think he's going to get closer. Chris Munoz-Mills, maybe don't worry about the one. Have a big swing at this.
Yeah,
don't worry about the one.
That's
Have a big
what
swing.
I'm surprised about.
And if you miss, you've still got time to reassess. Neil trying to do the pretty much impossible here. 5 dots in a row to force the golden ball.
Come down the track, get something on it. Even if it's a pad, you got your run.
There it is, and it's going to be done with the 6. It's a full toss, and Christian Munoz-Mills, well, 3rd time lucky for the skipper. Spain continue their undefeated fairy tale run through championship week. They're 3-0, and Scotland 11. Wow, different side of the coin for them. It's their 3rd loss. The Spanish supporters go crazy as Spain do it, and they pull off this chase with 2 balls to spare.
Yeah, this is what I like about it. I love it. Well, they're up and about again. Those Spanish flags are waving as the Equipo Rojo, they bring up another victory to them. Well, they stay right up at top spot, right with the Netherlands, the unbeaten team. And they're playing some very good cricket there at the moment. And they're enjoying themselves. And once again, it is the captain, Christian Munoz-Mills, who's out there to hit the winning runs. And, well, he seems to be hitting 6s for fun at the moment as he finishes on a high. But Hamza Salim Dar, well, what a knock from him. And also, you know, it's we're talking about the way the game is changing. A brave call there from, I suppose, the coach and the captain to bring in Gurwinder Singh, who, look, he didn't bat badly, but he wasn't quite hitting the ball the way they needed to at the time. He was putting them under some pressure. He comes retired out. Hamza comes in and he blasts the ball all over the place and gets victory for the Spanish team. Don't they love it out there at the moment? Well, this is a dream start for the Spanish team, and their home supporters are loving it. Vamos España, it says. Well, there was plenty of passion and energy there. Well, what a start it was. It was absolutely blistering.
It was crazy. 28 came off the first over. And look, you know, we're focusing on what happened at the end of the game, but don't forget there were 2 overs in there that were crazy magical. 28 off the first, 25 off the 6th. That's 53 runs off just 2 overs. And so it was a case of the overs that went well and the overs that didn't. Neil got the big wicket of Daniel Dorkaye, who edged behind the first ball he saw from the big man. But, you know, Spain, it was interesting. They batted Gurwinder at 3. Prince Demand, he just wasn't himself either. We even talked about maybe retiring him out because it wasn't working. And ultimately, Spain, look, strategically, I think it's smart. They are not bound by tradition. They will do that retired out. They've said it. I think here, it wins them a cricket match. I just think that Gurwinder, very capable, but wasn't happening for him. And, well, Rico, he was reeled back into the commentary box. But that was the big moment, was it, when we saw a slight tactical switch, and it worked really well because Hamza went absolutely crazy and ends up winning the game for Spain.
Yeah, absolutely. I ruled him back in. Look, nothing against Gurwinder Singh. It's a fantastic player. In fact, look at his stats. I think he scored one of the highest scores in the European Cricket Series, but it's just not clicking for him there. Brave call, bring him out, bring somebody else in, and you win the game. For that, talking about winning game, that for me is still the match-winning moment. That catch goes down. Things could have been completely different. I don't think the last ball from Hogarth would have been a full toss. That was pumped for 6. That was just frustration from the bowler's part with that catch going down. They would have had more runs to play with there towards the end. Could have been very different. So Spain, maybe they're the home side at the moment, getting a little bit of the rub of the green as well. I think they got a little bit lucky with Italy as well, and maybe a little bit lucky there as well. Catches wins matches. If you don't take your catches, especially at important part of the match, then you're going to end up on the losing side, and I think that's why we saw that result there. Well, talking about results, well, this is going to be something classy. England England, they haven't been able to get a result. They lost against Italy off the last ball, 6 being pumped off Richton, who looked like he was going to pull something amazing off, just defending 6 in the last. It wasn't to be. They are 0-3, but the Netherlands, they are the unbeaten side. They did not lose a match in the group stages, and they've been pretty hot here in the championship week as well. Well, that one, well, most people can only see it going one way, but you just feel that England, they're ready to pounce.
Well, I'm not so sure. I mean, I think it's a fairly even contest, even though their history in this tournament hasn't been particularly friendly for England. But I mean, I don't know what kind of universe we'd be living in if England go 0-4. That would be something quite remarkable. Join us in about 20 minutes, and Corey Ruckers will step into the box for a little bit of that game as well. Let's have a look at the chase. And, well, they pieced it together. 3 batters hit the 20s and 2 hit the teens. Yasser Ali went early, but Daniel Dorkaya, he made a bright start, 23 off 7 balls. Guravinda ended up retiring out 19 off 16, just wasn't going at the kind of strike rate required. He was pulled for Hamza Salim Dar, who ended up scoring 25 off just 9 to win the game. Munoz Mills, he contributed at the end, hitting the winning runs and demand. 20 out of 15, he came good after a kind of slow start for him. As far as the bowlers went, well, there's 2 that won't want to look at these figures. Nizar Shah does take a wicket but goes for 25, and O'Donnell, being introduced into the team, went for 28. Remember, no Curry, no Ali Evans in that bowling lineup. And look at the bowlers that did well though. Adrian Neil 1 for 8, 2 overs for only 6 for Jarvis as well, and he kept them in the contest, didn't he? The other wicket went to Jack Hogarth. So we'll take a break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, and when we do, it'll be match 9 time. It's the English versus the Dutch, so don't go too far. Back very, very shortly. Vinny Sandhu here, Mr. Maximo. Big thanks once again to our guest commentator Ryan Klein, who will be on the park in match 9, but also Rico Full with you, and Corey not so far away either. This is ECN, and you're watching the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Welcome back to the Carlton Oval. We're into the fourth match of 5 today now, and this should be a blockbuster between the England 11 and Netherlands 11. Well, one team hasn't won a game yet. It's hard to believe the reigning champions are yet to get on the board here in Championship Week, but this will be a really interesting opportunity for them to pick up some points against a Dutch team that hasn't lost yet. They're 3-0. So contrasting fortunes for these two teams as we head into the toss for match 9. Rob Kemming is with two captains. Let's see who wins it.
Your call.
HCL.
It is HCL.
We have a bet.
So Sebastian Brutt of the Netherlands 11, he's won the toss and he's elected to bat first. Interesting, because I think that the English team would love to chase because they have lost batting first in their first 3 matches. But I think it's a case of the Dutch saying, look, we're not going to worry about what you want, we're going to do what we want. And I think the Dutch feel really confident that they are able to defend runs on the board if they can get the runs on the board in the first place, no doubt about that. Let's see how England 11 handle the spinners that Netherlands will throw at them as well. I think spin will play a big part in this game. So England, Netherlands, well, they were probably my pick to be the finalists earlier this week. Right now, I don't know what to think. But let's go up to the commentary box. Rico Full will take you through the first part of this one, and Corey Ruckers isn't too far away as well. Over to you, Rico, and the news in match 9 is that the Dutch, they've won the toss. They're going to have a hit.
Thank you very much to Mr. Maximo Vinisandu. Well, he's got a big smile on his face. Of course he has. Well, he's wearing the Spanish colours, and Spain, they produced another magnificent performance. Another win on the board for them, beating the Scots and maintaining their unbeaten run. Well, the other team that are unbeaten, in the whole championship, are the Netherlands 11. And they're back out there again to see if they can maintain their unbeaten start and go clear at the top of the table, 2 points over Spain if they can get this victory against the England 11. There's our umpires. They're making their way out for this one, and Stefan Gooch is out there with Asad Ali, our men in black. What a wonderful job that the men in black have done, been well led by Sir Rob Kemming as well. The umpiring has been superb, as has been some of the cricket out here. It's been quality. And the Netherlands, they've been playing some good cricket themselves with bat and with ball. Clayton Floyd, who just seems to be finding his form for me. I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic with the bat, with the ball as well. And Musa Ahmed, well, Musa, even though Netherlands got that good win this morning against Scotland, and he was the one that missed out. He was run out with a diamond duck, so hasn't really faced the ball in the day. So he's looking to get his campaigning today going. Yesterday, though, he was pretty ruthless, wasn't he? We saw him score a very quick fire 75 not out of just 25 deliveries, earning him the player of the match performance against Italy in that win. Italy posting 116, Netherlands getting him with 16 balls to go. So he's in good form, a very attacking player. If he gets in, he can really just take the game away from it. He is such a hard and aggressive hitter. England, they had to overcome a tricky encounter with Italy. It's a game that they thought they had won, and then one magical over, went for 25 the 9th, and then they needed to defend 6, and they almost did it. And it was the Richton who bowled superbly well, but Nakvi did get the boundary of the very last ball when they needed 6 to win the game, so that would have hurt them a bit. They're looking to bounce back well. A few changes in the sheet. They've got Tom Keast in the side. He's hoping that he can make a good introduction, and Mughal Russell comes into the side for them as well. With the Netherlands, a little change for them. Aratha Alphonse, he comes in the team as the wicket keeper. So first ball, and it's going to be an edge. It will race away, and that's how your fortunes go. And Musa, he was run out for a diamond duck this morning, and yet here he gets a little snick. Will get 4 runs. So 4 from the very first ball. Nothing the keeper can do about that, and all the fielder given the chasing the ball. Kafi Kitty, but Lagya Joka 4 runs. Pearce firmly hit, but in the gap, and nobody's catching this. There's going to be 4 more runs. And first 2 delivers boundaries. This one just a little bit over pitch, and Musa just negotiates it into the area that he wants it to go. More flight. Gets this past Musa. Gets A rapturous round of applause, Pearce, for getting that dot ball in. Need things to start happening. Need some encouraging signs. This is hit pretty well, and there's going to be 4 more. Well, after getting a dot in, he floats this one up, but Musa, he's up and he's ready, gets back onto it, fires it for another boundary. 3 boundaries, gets down on one knee and executes a beautiful sweep shot. So Pearce. This one is back wide outside the off once more again, and Musa not able to get too much on this, so he'll get a single and he'll give the strike back to Glenn Foyd. Looks set to face his first delivery. Change in the field, going from a left to the right-hander. Very warm welcome back to everybody on the viewers chat. We've certainly had some entertaining cricket here today, haven't we? It's been an absolute blast. The interesting thing was yesterday in all the games, the lowest score that was scored, as this one's been hit away for 4 more, smashed down the ground. So Glenn Foyd said he's not losing out, and the first over goes for 17. Both batters not wanting to hang around, just gets enough off this. That's firmly hit. I mean, you see the bowler making an attempt there, but I think that goes past Sam Pearce before he even has a chance to get his jump in. 17 off the first. And remember, plenty of ways that you can stay in touch with us. Rico Full, I am here. Rico.Full at 1. And then also, Corey will be joining us pretty shortly. And he's looking forward to get in the action as well. Well, he has already been in the action, hasn't he? And he's going to be a very, very happy man at the moment. And I reckon he's buzzing. And he'll be joining us shortly as we get ready for Rishton to come and have a bowl. He was almost the man that provided England with what would have been an amazing victory. Andy Rishton starts well. This is just guided away by Musa. He'll take the single.
Hold it, eh?
Rishton, school teacher, his main profession at Felton Fleet. So hello to all the children at the Felton Fleet School. No doubt that you're watching your teacher perform. And of course they're hoping that England, led by his teacher here with a good bowling performance, maybe do something instrumental with the bat as well, can get the first win on the board for them. Firmly hit down the ground, will be fielded, just the 1 run. England, don't forget, coming into Championship week, not having to play in the group stages, quite simply because they are the reigning champions, so the defending champions coming back to defend their crown, but are finding it tough going at the moment, finding it difficult to find their feet, and they're finding the opposition just a little bit too hot to handle. Slower delivery, cleverly disguised, and Musa just defensively prodding this back down. Nicely bowled. Clayton Foyd had to be pretty quick to get back to his mark. Well, I hope you're enjoying the cricket wherever you're watching from, and I know that if you're watching from Spain, maybe you're watching via Liga TV or some of the other alternative methods you have available to you, you're certainly having a good time. You're having a bit of a party, of course you are, because Spain are on song, played 3, won 3. We saw them beat England yesterday, or earlier today, or just moments ago, we saw them get another victory against Scotland. I mean, those are big fish. I mean, Spanish cricket, I mean, if you told anyone that's been following Spanish cricket for a while, you watch this one defensively played out, single taken, yeah, if you told anybody that Spain were going to be beating the likes of England and Scotland in this championship week, people will be saying, what are you on, man? What are you talking about? Well, they have done it, and I tell you what, a very proud man is about to join us in the dream box. Well, he probably is dreaming. He probably is on cloud 9 at the moment, and that is the manager of the Spanish team, and also my good friend and also fellow commentator Corey Ruckers coming back into the box. Hello, welcome, Mr. Happy. How are you?
Thank you very much, Rico. Looking forward to this game as well.
asking the question. I don't see anything on this, to be honest. I think, I think the good teams will try this on maybe. Maybe get a little bit off the bit of the pad here on the way through.
Yeah, potentially. It's not given a wide. Did look a little bit outside the leg line, but not given out in the end. And it does take us to the end of 2 pretty interesting overs so far. And well, here's the standings, Rico. I'll let you talk through them.
No, you do. Please tell me. How are you feeling at the moment? I mean, look, you're right up there with Netherlands, 6 and 6. Both 2 teams are on unbeaten at the moment at Championship Week. Netherlands obviously got the opportunity to push ahead here, but of course you do have that game in hand, and of course that will be the night game against Italy.
Yeah, really excited for that. But I just want to say this whole group, the standard of cricket right now is just amazing, and it's so exciting for us to be a part of, and super proud of our players at the moment. They're standing up against some really, really good opposition.
They've been absolutely sensational, Corey. They really have, and they've been some mammoth performances as Arthur Godsall comes in, starts with a slower delivery, which is lost and missed by the captain behind the stumps, Dan Lincoln. Yeah, I mean, talking about big performances, I mean, the young man that I remember, he was no higher than my knee when he started playing, Charlie Rumi. Great to see him out there. I mean, what a performance. Get the wicket off his very first ball. This is what, the European Cricket Network is all about players' dreams come true. That was a magical moment. A dream come true or what?
So nice for the young 17-year-old who's come up through the Spanish ranks. So, yeah, special moment for him.
Edge, and this is going to fly away all the way. It does. Well, watch out. There's a kookaburra about. Well, you may want to take some pictures. I tell you what, can you imagine he's there with that big mother of a lens, and next thing you know, this massive thing is coming your way. I bet he's, well, I tell you what, the toilets are over there.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if that had taken a worse bounce, you might be losing that camera, and I guarantee that's about €5,000. So he gets a little bit lucky there.
So that's a fright and a half, isn't it? Well, he's not deterred. He holds his line. This one is catchable. He's got a tend with the sun, and he does really well. It's a very, very good catch taken there. And that is the first wicket, and that is Andy Rishton. Well, that man is everywhere, isn't he? Well, there's loads of kids in England now jumping up and down and say, yes, sir, go, sir. Well done to Andy Rishton. Good catch.
Yeah, good catch. And fun fact about Andy Rishton, I just got a message from a good friend, Tom. He actually played his Dutch age groups growing up. So he was in the Netherlands playing for HCC, but and obviously went back to the UK. He's a very effective bowler, a very good fielder, and that's a big fish. Clayton Floyd, we know how dangerous he is, and the Netherlands lose their first wicket. But this promises to be a big game. I'm super excited to be involved. This is a big game, Rico.
Yeah, it's a massive game. I mean, big because of where England find themselves in the standings.
Yeah, I think everyone's a little bit surprised. They've played some good cricket, but maybe just in patches a little bit. So you can't take away from some of the teams. Italy, that was a great win, and Scotland played well against them yesterday. So I just know this English side, knowing their coaches, Tom Lambert and co. They're very calm. They're like, boys, we just got here. We'll figure this out. And England, it's English cricket. You do feel at some stage they'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure with that. I mean, I spent a bit of time with them. Come on. And around them in the fan zone, and they were very calm. The coaches were very calm and saying, it will come. We're just finding our feet. He said, just wait till Friday. That's what they're saying. Just wait till Friday. Of course, they've got to get there as well. So they do need to start picking up a few wins. I mean, you don't think about Friday if you finish bottom of the pack, because you won't be going there. So they've got to start to get some wins together. And of course, with Italy getting that victory over them, that puts them right at the bottom. And they're playing catch-up time. Godsall, I'm liking his bowling. He bowled very well against Italy, and he certainly was the man that stood up, scored a valuable 41st with the bat, scored him with 14 deliveries, helped them get the score on the board, and then he was very good with the ball. And ends up being on the losing side with a performance like that. It must have hurt.
Yeah, he's a very talented all-round cricketer. Good slow balls, good changes of pace, bowling to a good batsman though. Bowler score late. Shot. Wow, what a shot, Rico. We said he's a good batsman. It's in the slot, and he absolutely bombs it.
Well, this is what Boris does for me. That's best. I mean, he is, and we know he likes to get funky. He likes to play the ramp shot sometimes. He likes to get funky in his crease. But when he stands and he delivers like this, well, I don't think there's too many that hit it sweeter than him. Lovely shot straight down the ground.
Yeah, look what he's doing here. Batting right on off stump. Different sort of guard, asking questions.
This time goes.
No,
misfield, and that's going to hurt. I think that might be Might be callous there. Doesn't quite get down quick enough, and he gets through him. 4 runs.
Well, it's a game of margins, and I tell you what, 37 off the power play. I reckon the Dutch feel ahead, but if he stops this and they're only on 33, I think the English feel ahead. So, bonus 4 runs, and England need to pick it up a little bit. As you can see, the power play here, 2 big ones and a little one. But last year, Rico, Netherlands never got over the English. I think they played 3 or 4 times, and they didn't beat them once. And sometimes it's a psychological bridge.
Yeah.
Netherlands look amazing this tournament. They are such a good team. Super proud of them as well. Obviously, I've got a bit of Dutch heritage. But I just feel they have to get over this hurdle, this sort of got to beat the team that you couldn't beat last year mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's when you know, when you're playing well. Of course you know when you're playing well because the performance you've got backs it up. And well, there's Fletcher there. Piers Fletcher, he's giving us a thumbs up. But you always have your voodoo sides, don't you? You always have sides that you can't get one over.
Yep.
It's when you beat them that you think, yeah, this time, this year, it is our year. So this is a really big match. Looks like we're going to see Mungo Russell for the first time here today.
Yeah, bowling up against Musa, who's been in pretty good form this tournament.
And, not a good delivery. It's way down the leg side. Good take from Dan Lincoln.
Yeah, so for England, I mean, let's say it goes badly for them in their 0-4. Is there a way back? They're going to have to really turn it on tomorrow. This is a big game.
Yeah, you've got to turn it on tomorrow. And I think if it does go that way, of course, the match that they have against Italy will be the big one. And you've got to try and get a win over a team that you can catch up with. Now this has been launched. It's not a bad delivery at all, but what a pick up and hit this is for Musa. Well, that gets moosed. That's a big hit from, well, I think Mungo Russell is probably thinking, well, what did I do wrong here? Well, not too much. It's just a great pickup. What an eye.
Yeah, when Musa Ahmed's in form, he scores 360. He's good off his legs. He's good outside off. And, well, maybe gets it. He doesn't hit the Yorker length he's hoping for. And Musa cashes in. Nice shot from him. Great start from the Dutch now. They've won a lot of games in a row, the Dutch.
Yeah, they are on a roll, and their batting, it's just been, it's been a joy to watch. Just doesn't matter. I mean, remember we were saying Musa here batting. He was out for a diamond duck in the first match. Didn't even get to face the ball. He was run out, and yet here he is, making the most of his opportunity.
Did he get a diamond duck? Did he?
Diamond.
Oh, I missed that. You don't see that too often.
No, it's a direct hit when he was running to the striker's head, and without facing the ball. So. Yeah, so he was looking to come back big, and he started well here, hasn't he? They always, and that seems to be the thing. They may lose a wicket or two early. We've seen that, but somebody performs, and quite often they've always got 3 main contributors that get to scores about 20s and 30s, which helps them get to the sort of scores that they've been posting. Russell, and not for the first time, we see Gawley getting his pants dirty and not making much contact with his shot. Yeah, he's going for it again. He says, well, I'm not shying away from it. I know I can play it. I will play it. But that one, I think the length of that, he would have been far better off hitting this in that gap between backward point and cover.
One thing about Boris Gawley, he doesn't lack any confidence. No matter how many times he might not get it, he will try. He knows it's a weapon for him, so I do respect that.
This time he just punches this out, which will be fielded. The man that's out on the extra cover boundary takes a single.
I haven't had a chance to be with you for Championship Week, Rico, but I'm just curious because you've watched every game. I've been obviously missing some games at the hotel, but tell me, what's the par in this group? Because from my coach's perspective, I think the batting's gone up a bit, and I think it's about 125.
It has. And the last time we had a look at it overall, yeah, it was about 121.
Is it?
12.1 per over. Yeah, it's sensational. I was just saying actually before you came on that so far, every match has produced a score of over 100. And I was just in the process of looking. I'll tell you actually what the lowest score that we've had batting first. I think it may have been that one Scotland batting first against the Netherlands with it earlier today, 105.
Yep.
No, I'm staying corrected. England first match they played 104, but every match going over 100, and that just goes to show how the standard has gone up. And even teams like Italy posting 116 and 118 losing.
Yeah, I think there's such a big swing from 116 to 124 even. That 8-run swing makes a big difference in the last over of the chase.
Certainly does. And if you need an example of that, I think the last match with yourself and Scotland posted 116. But look, as you said, 8 more runs on the board.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, it went down to the wire.
Well, there's 2 games in a row that Prince demand the lovely boy that he is. Italy were on 115 versus us, and they only made up on 118. Previous game, he bowled the last. They're on 115, and we only needed 119. So even that last over is so crucial.
Yeah, it certainly is crucial. And tactics are key, and you made a big tactical ploy, something we've talked a lot about. And it was when Govinda, lovely guy, batted well. He's a good player, we know he is. But sometimes you're just not clicking. I mean, I think he scored, 19 or 16
It was 19 off about 16. But we had Hamza Dar sitting there.
Hamza sitting there.
He's looking in hot form.
Smashing the ball all over the place. You make the call, you tire him out. Hamza comes out, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, I could have had some egg on my face if Hamza gets out first ball, but you got to go with your gut, and it's nothing against Govinda. He's a very talented player, but sometimes it's not your day.
Yeah.
Shot. What a shot by Musa. Well, it's a rolling off cutter on about 4th stump. He opens that front leg and splices it for 4.
Yeah, nice shot. This is an area that I've seen him score so many runs. And such an intelligent player this way. He manages always to get enough leverage on it to get it over that fielder. He does look good when he's flowing like this. And he'll, even though you've got 3 men there waiting for that type of shot, he's still going to take this on. Clayton, what's his reply going to be? Slow up, but full toss. It might get called, actually. I'd like to see this side on.
Surely that's got to be high.
I mean, they're looking at each other. I mean, it's a slower delivery. Let's have a look how far the batter comes out. Does he stay in his crease or comes out? Stays in his crease, goes out. Yeah, that's going to be called for me.
I still think some of these are missed, aren't they? If it's waist height, you got to call it.
Yeah, I think that one's one that's been missed. And, well, I think Clayton gets lucky. Musa unlucky. He's actually asking the question, but the umpires say no, it's okay. And this one has been launched into, it goes a long way up in the air, but it should be a catch, and it has been taken. Makes it look very easy, doesn't it? That's a really good catch, but this goes a long way up in the air. But look, you see, that's where these little moments come to fruition. I mean, if that one is called for a no ball, well, that's a free hit.
It's a game of margins, and he doesn't get the free hit. He gets caught the next ball. He got a lot of height on that Boris Gourlay, but just couldn't get it over the rope, so he'll have to go. And it's a rolling off cutter against slower ball, and look at the height on that. Just didn't get the distance. And it's a nice catch about 1 metre in from the boundary. Yeah,
I mean, it goes a long, long way up, but well, that was made to look easy, but it was far from it. That goes a long way up. And Harrison Ward congratulating the catcher. So that's the end of Boris Gourlay. This time just 11 of 7. He batted very well earlier when he made 42 of 20 in the player of the match performance against Scotland. But this time they've got him early, and you do need to, when you've got somebody who's hitting the ball so well, and he's such an exciting player to watch, you've got to get him early. Thomas Bevan doing the catching. He's got very safe hands out there in the deep.
Yeah, and it brings in the dangerous Ryan Klein. And, well, Ryan Klein's improved his batting out of sight probably in the last 18 months since he got established in Dutch cricket. He's a good fast bowler, but his power hitting has improved so much. Looking forward to him coming out here for the Dutch.
Yeah, Ben Clayton. That's who he has to deal with first. And he goes for a hit straight down the ground, and he gets it. Well, you mentioned his power hitting. Well, there's the power for you. Straight down the ground, and boom! Shaka!
They are pumped up for this. I tell you what, it's not easy to hit your first ball for 6, irrespective if it's a hard volley or not. And he absolutely got that. Nice shot.
Yeah, lovely shot. Beautifully executed. And now he pulls this, trying to get it in the gap between long on and mid-wicket, but fires the man at mid-wicket. The take one, maybe have the opportunity perhaps to be searching for the overthrows, but they don't. He's well backed up.
Yeah, absolutely. And such a good batting lineup for this Dutch. I mean, Saqib Zulfikar still to come, Sebastian Brutt, his brother Sikander Zulfikar, Rafael Fons. And it's a dangerous batting lineup. And England, they've got to figure out a way to get a couple more wickets.
Yeah, certainly do. Smashed, lovely shot. Love the way he gets a wrist involved here. Gets a wrist in play, hits it on the up. There's going to be 4 more, and that's the end of the over. And that will go for 16 from Clayton. And they're moving along nicely into the 60s now. 63 for 2 wickets down. It's a great pleasure to have all our viewers around the world enjoying this great cricket, the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship, and to have Corey Ruckers here with me, the coach of Spain, a very happy man after a very good performance. And I tell you what, the mood in the camp, it can be better at the moment, could it?
No, it couldn't be better. We're really proud of the guys. I think some people forget we don't always get to train together. Some players are playing on facilities that aren't probably at the standard of what this is or some of the other teams. So to come here and have Ireland as a scalp, Scotland and then England, well, there's one more big fish to get. And let's not forget Italy. They're a very good side, Italy. So it's just exciting to be a part of it. Absolutely loving it. And let's hope the momentum continues.
Yeah, and I think the team morale at the moment, the team spirit looks fantastic. Well, this one quite easily could have been chopped back onto the stumps. As they do go with Arthur Godsalt to continue.
Yeah, well, good bowling, slower into the pitch. It's one of his stock deliveries that he does so well. Musa Ahmed, 32 of 16. He's threatening to get away here.
Yeah, it's lovely to see a lot of people around the ground enjoying the cricket. And nice to see that we've been joined by Cricket District as well.
Yeah, sensational.
So, boys from Cricket District around with their gear, capturing some of these magical moments as well. Oh, this has been launched. Adios, Pelota. That is going a long way. Well, that goes into the killer python zone. And, well, if you don't know what killer pythons are, well, this is what they are. And you know what? I'm going to no, you stay away. The last time I left a bag of these up here, they disappeared. Well, there we go, the killer pythons. And hang on, why don't you have, why don't you have I'll have those, you have the jelly beans.
I already did this yesterday.
Yes, I know.
It didn't work out well.
It didn't work out well because you didn't stop to pay attention at the packaging, did you? You went straight for them. I knew you were going to do that. I said to Vinny, I said, leave them there because Corey won't resist because I know how quickly you polished off my killer pythons. Godsall needs to get it right. And gets this in a better area. Good work from him. Good fielding, pick up. Gets ready for throw.
Great platform now, 70 or 5.3, I believe it is. So, yeah, for England, even though you've been hit a bit around, you've got to say, guys, if we have a good finish, they'll only get 120. But if you have a bad finish and they get to that 140, 145, then you're in a bit of stress.
Yeah, and don't forget, I mean, we're seeing here and marvelling at some of the hitting power of the Netherlands, but their bowling has been just as good. They're really good at turning the screw and restricting teams to scores of around about 95 to 100, and that's what would be called no ball. It was going to be a wire, but no ball always takes precedence.
Yeah, disappointing. No ball with the front foot, so it's going to be free hit time.
Yeah, well, that doesn't show us. I don't know if we got an opportunity to see it from the side view of it. So no ball because of a foot fault. And well, he recovers really well. Well bowled. I mean, you think you've got the likes of somebody like Musa Ahmed, 38 not out of 19. He's a free hit, and yet he's could get the dot ball in. Takes a lot of doing. So well bowled for Arthur Godsalt.
Yeah, good bowling, good comeback. The free hit doesn't get cashed in on. So another dot ball. Tension in this game at the moment.
Swings hard, but only gets it far as the fielder that's out there mid-wicket. Musa will get the single. So hands the strike back over to Ryan Klein, who, well, I think he's thinking of going big here, finishing the over with a boundary.
Yeah, Ryan Klein's come out and showed that intent and that power that he has. And one thing I like about Kleino, he hits it through the V. He doesn't really go across line. It's not slogging. You see the keeper now coming up to the stumps. Dan Lincoln, a very, very, very good keeper.
Yeah, very good keeper, but look, he's making sure that his third man goes much finer. Yeah, big shout, because Godsall is, well, he's not slow, is he?
No, he's quick. He's definitely quick.
Oh, full toss and gets punished. Well, this one is going a long way. Well, watch out, TJ. Watch your records. Watch your mix-up, because this is a kookaburra coming your way. He picks this up beautifully. Here's a full toss. I think sometimes that does throw the bowler a little bit. I know when I used to bowl, the wicket-keeper used to stand up. I must admit, I wasn't always that keen on it. I just think it just affected my line. So that one from Godsall ends up being a full toss and gets plummeted to the boundary. 6 runs.
Yeah, 6 runs, and you see the bowling figures here. That brilliant over from Andy Richardson, who's been the star for the England 11 so far in the 3 runs, but everybody else is getting towed up a little bit. So a lot of pressure right now in England. They haven't won a game. They've come in a bit cold, and some people did expect that maybe, or are a bit surprised. But right now, they don't want to go 0-4. They've got to find that sort of that English spirit. Yeah. They've got a lot of fans here. Get a couple of wickets and get back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. They have got a lot of fans here. all there and supporting the English side here. But at the moment, they haven't had too much to cheer about. They were almost there with a victory against Italy. Italy somehow pulled it out of the bag to register their first points. So England, they've got some chasing to do, and they're going to be chasing some leather in this one as well, as Musa hits his big straight down the ground. Well, this is a spizz away supersonic hit. Boom, shaka, lagya, kinna sona, manos arriba, arbitro, porque eso es una seis, una grande, una Ariana.
Well, the thing for Musa played the national team of England not long ago. He was playing them in one-day cricket. Now he's playing in England 11, so he's a player of high stature. He could get another 50 here.
Well, he goes for it. I don't think he gets the middle. It's a long way up in the air, and the catch has been taken. And, yep, you snookered him all right. You might get a 50. Well, it doesn't matter who you are. Even if you're a commentator stroke manager, you still got the commentator's curse, and that's the wicket. I'm not sure what that celebration was. Let's have a look at that again. I think it's something to do with Rishton there. But a nice, clean catch. Musa, he will go after he scores a fine 45 of 23 deliveries.
Yeah, he'll be super disappointed to get out there. He was looking the goods for maybe a score in the 70s, but he gets that wide half volley, tries to drag it to the leg side, and I think it's a wrong one as well. So going against the angle, on another day, I think he'd rather hit that over cover, and a nice catch in the end, so he has to go. But a good T10 innings. This man's in red-hot form, and his team will be very happy with that performance.
Yeah, and well done to Goodsall as well. He takes the catch of the bowling of Pearce to get rid of Musa. He gets a warm, healthy applause. And, well, one good player goes and another one comes to take his place. And it's the captain of the Netherlands, Sebastian Braat, comes out there. He's gone out, he's had a few hits, but hasn't quite found his rhythm and his form yet. So he's looking to try and make amends as he goes out there to bat against the England 11.
So Pearce picks up the wicket. He's gone for 24 so far. Sebastian Braat, the captain of Hermes back home and the captain of this Netherlands 11. And he's a good man, a powerful striker. Him and Ryan Klein are almost clones of each other sometimes. They both are brute forces.
Well, this is not the best of start that he wants. It's a ball that's on the legs. He gets a bit of bat onto it, but not as much as he likes. And it's a catch that's taken by Elliot Callis. So the captain of the Netherlands, Sebastian Braat, comes out and he puts the first ball straight into the hands of Callis. He will go for a golden duck.
Yeah, he has to go. Well, this is down the leg side and he tries to help it on its way. It probably deserved to go, but it hits high on the bat, so he doesn't get enough power. And it's a pretty good safe catch from Elliot Callis, who takes the wicket, and it's 2-2 for the English. We said they need some wickets to get some momentum. It's not going to get any easier with the Zulfikar brothers coming, but Sebastian Braat, you're right, he goes for a golden globe.
Goes for a golden, and you know what that means? We're 2-2, so Sam Pearce, he's on a hat-trick. Well, we saw one of your boys, Mohammed Kamran, he was on a hat-trick again. Well, if he was able to complete it, we know he's already got one hat-trick in this Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. So maybe if you see the Hall of Fame, you can spot his name on there. But now is an opportunity for the bowler from England, Sam Pearce. 2 for 24. Well, keep an eye for Mohammed Kamran. I think you'll see him coming up on the second page. There he is, 4 for 7. He took against Portugal. And, well, we are into the third page here now. Jai Sin was the last person to take one in the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship, and Sam Pearce now has an opportunity.
Well, he's got a good chance if he tries to hit his first ball for 6.
A bit more sensible approach from Zulfikar. Takes a single.
That's what the wickets do, don't they? The new batsmen sometimes will come out with a little bit more of a sensible approach and give themselves a ball. So top over this from Pearce. He's got a bowl to Klein now. Klein might try to tee this up.
Oh, that is epic.
Oh.
What a hit this is. This is huge.
Wow.
Absolute monster strike that is. Well, that was brutal as it goes smash. That's probably one of the biggest ones that we've had straight. I think we had the camera team in the spot of bother with this one. What a hit.
Well, we're looking at a man that's probably 6'2", 6'3", built like a certain type of house, and when he hits it, it stays hit.
What a shot. And I like the way he just hits it, moves away and says, right, come on, I'm ready for the next one. Here is the next one. And he goes again, and it's 2 in 2. Oh, yeah, this is sweet. This is what we're talking about. Boom, shaka lagia, shaka time at the Cartermore Oval. Yes, folks, this is what you're seeing. The European Cricket Network, a frenzy of action-packed entertainment that's serving the world with the most entertaining form of cricket you'll ever see. And how can you doubt it? Well, what a way to finish the over. And what looked like was going to be a pretty decent over from Sam Pearce, well, ends up being a biggie as the 100 is almost up now, 98 for 4.
How much came off that over in the end with the wickets there,
I think
Rico?
that's 20
So
off the over.
in a funny way, do you go, that's a good over or a bad over? You pick up 2 wickets, but it goes for 20. So just a crazy format and crazy skills as we look at where we're going next. We're off to Croatia, Malta, and then back to Spain. We'll finish in Barcelona for 5 weeks. Me, Rico Full, and Vinny Sandu will be there in Spain.
I'm looking forward to that Barcelona. Hey, listen, you might pick up a few more players.
I've got too many. I don't want any more.
That's where they keep coming from. What a position for you to be in at the moment. I mean, they're just coming through thick and fast.
Well, it's just exciting because it's very new. We're finding these players and they haven't played much together. So, yeah, really proud still. Anyway, start of the 8th.
Russell, slower delivery. Doesn't quite get hold of this, but I think the key thing is to try and get something on it, get a single, and get Ryan Klein back on strike, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, with 17 balls left, this could blow out for England. They need to have a good finish because they don't want to chase in the 140 vicinity. The best case scenario from here is if you can keep them to 130. I think keeping it 130, you believe you can chase it. 140, 145, and then it starts alarm bells.
Yeah, Klein, he's the man they've got to remove. He's on strike now. Russell comes in. It's well bowled. He wants to. Pulls it early, and then, well, they side against it. But I'm liking that. It's an early shout of 2. They run the first one fast. They want them putting pressure on the field. We don't see enough of that.
Yeah, we don't see enough. Like, you put the pressure on, and then if there's a big fumble, you might get a chance to go. But I have seen a few times players of this caliber fumble it, but their arms are that good. They're still getting the run out, so it's
Correct.
a fun thing. Do you run on the misfield? Maybe, maybe not.
Short, and he ends up playing a straight pull at this rather than waiting for it and maybe playing the uppercut. I think it was a slower delivery as well, so good variations there from Russell.
Yeah, good variation. Slow into the pitch. It makes it hard to cut, hard to pull straight. Zulfikar yet to get a boundary. Kleiny, 27 off 7. He is motoring along.
Goes for the short one,
Wow.
but it's not going to work well. What a shot this is. It's short, and he just says, well, don't bowl it there to me. You're not going to get away with it for me. And he smashes it away. Well, look at that. That's cheeky. Kookaburra is at the bar, and it wants a drink. Well, why not? He's done a bit of travelling, and, well, James Cantor thinks about having a throw and then thinks better of it. He thinks, I'll just go back to my Victoria. Here you go. You can have your ball back. Have a look at this. Up the stairs, into the bar, knocking on the bar, saying, click, click, click. Can I have a Victoria, please?
I'm not surprised to see James Cantor shy away from throwing it in because he throws it pretty softly. That went past Bertus de Jong here. He's a Dutch journalist. He's here also supporting the team and probably writing a couple of good articles. But what a shot from Kleiny. That was a bouncer, slower ball, and he just tennised it. Just served it.
33 of just 8 deliveries. Yorker length. Hit firmly, will get fielded, they'll take the 1, think about the 2, and well, that's what I like to see. They turn, he sees the throw's not coming to his end, takes a few steps to get down the other end, doing a bit of stretching here now because we know he is still struggling with that hip injury.
Yeah, he's had a hip injury for a while, and that's why we haven't seen him bowl as much in Group A and with this team. He's told us that after this tournament he's going on a bit of a break. He needs his body to rest, but what a special innings from him, 34 off 9.
Yeah, Russell just wants to make a change in the field. Just wants to push back the man further back. Zulfikar. Gets a fair bit of this, and it's going to be 4 runs. Yeah, just losing his shape a little bit does the bowler. Strays down the leg side, and Zulfikar, well, he picks it, sends it away, 4 runs. And that's the way you need to finish an over. And you were talking about the score, what they've got to try and contain this to. But at the moment, with that boundary, it takes it to 112. And, well, there's still 12 deliveries to come in the innings.
Well, all I can see is skyscrapers. Besides the second, sensational batting scorecard at the moment for the Netherlands is brewing. It looks like they're going to go back to Andy Rishton, who did bowl that second over.
Yeah.
He's proven to be so effective at these wide Yorkers. He's going to be going up against Kleiny here. Good contest. Netherlands, who might have some mental scarring of last year against England, it isn't showing right now. This team is flying.
Yeah, it isn't showing. This is going to be such a good contest. Gets a bit of that onto this.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, taking it on.
Oh, he's gone.
Here comes the throw, and well, I think the dive might have got him in. They're going to go upstairs and have a look at this. He needed the dive. I mean, it's something that Ryan Klein probably doesn't want to put himself in this situation because, of course, we know he does have that injury. Well, he started to make his way off the field. Well, maybe he's going to just stand out of the way and wait for the decision. He's not that confident, but it's all about the dive here. Does he make it? Does he make his ground, although the bails come off beforehand? We're going to have a look at this. But once again, I mean, you called it straight away. It was always going to be risky, and it's a good throw. He's always going to be in trouble.
Yeah, it's tight. Oh, he might have made it. That's really tight. Oh. Nah, looks like he's just dismissed for me. He's going to be gone. So only by an inch or so. What a great dive, but great fielding as well. And it's Clayton, the bowler. My apologies, but yeah, very big run out that is. They went for a 2, and I tell you, on the dimensions of this ground, it's just so difficult to get a 2 with the fielding level that there is.
Yeah, I think when you see the ball going straight to the fielder there, and these guys have got great arms, such a good throw as well. You can see that the amount of work that Dan Lincoln had to do there was very minimal. He didn't have to take the ball from too wide away. It was literally in the gloves and whip off the bails, and that's why they get that run out. But only after, once again, another superb knock from Klein. You see he's hobbling a little, so that hip, well, the diving around is not going to help. We saw him stretching it a few balls earlier, and now diving there, that's going to hurt. But a fine knock from him, and he certainly has helped his side get to a good score here, 35 of just 10 deliveries. That's amazing hitting.
And here comes Sikander Zulfikar. He's the twin brother of Saqib Zulfikar. He's played 11 T20Is, a first-class game, and 11 List A games for the Netherlands. He averages 45 in List A cricket. I remember watching him hit a splendid 50 against Zimbabwe a few years ago. He's one hell of a player.
Well, dot ball, which is massive at this stage. So once again, it goes back to that. Is it going to be around about a 120 something score, or can they push on between 130 and 140, which is what Corey, you're saying that Netherlands will be eyeing up here?
Well, they should. You'd imagine they'll want that 130. Great over from Clayton so far, though.
Hit firmly straight. Fielder comes in. Oh, well, this is a desperate effort to take the catch here. I don't know if I'm going for the catch here or whether I'm trying to save the boundary here. Gotso, he fancies himself to do something special. It would have been special. It would have been a tremendous catch, but I just get the feeling here you're looking really to try and save the boundary.
I tell you what, that's a coach killer because he goes for the catch, but I tell you what, I'd rather him just run around and keep it to 1. It's a game of margins, though, isn't it?
Short, hit, hard, thumped, and that's going to go all the way. Balle, shaka, lagya. Well, Ryan Klein may have departed, but now you've got the brothers out there, and the Zulfikars are looking to cash in here and get this score to that 140 mark.
Well, Sikander Zulfikar with his twin brother Saqib gets going straight away. He's 10 off 3.
Hits this pretty hard as well, and it's going to be another one. What a shot, the power in this. Shaka time here at the Cardamom Oval. Well, the brothers are smiling, the brothers are in arms, and they're causing more misery here for the England team. This is just power.
When I saw the Dutch had lost Bossevane and Duddy and Jane, I was worried, but when they got Sikander Zulfikar, I was like, this team is very good still.
Slower delivery takes the pace off it. They will just take the 1. Think about 2, but here comes the throw, and it wasn't quite taken cleanly by Dan Lincoln, but it's been well backed up. The end of the over. That score now 130, 6 balls to go.
Well, 130. We've been witnessing a batting masterclass from the Dutch. Who how many games in a row have they won? It must be 13 or 14. They're such a good team. It's great to watch. Right now, though, you've got to be telling Rishton, who is going to come bowl us, if you bowl a very good last over, you keep them to 135, you're still in it. But if this over blows out to a 15 to 20 run over, it's a long way back for the English.
Yeah, so Rishton it will be to bowl the last. That's not a bad one, Clayton. He started well, but then it was Sikander Zulfikar that went after it. Well, Vivian, he's pretty happy at the moment. Got a nice smile on his face. And it looks like he and Clayton are just sharing a little bit of a joke with each other. Okay, all to go here. We know what's going to be bowled here by Andy Rishton. It's going to be trying to get that Yorker length delivery right on the money, just inside that the guide wide line there for the umpires.
I always wonder with Rishton, if he's going to be bowling this wide Yorker, surely you want third man back, just for that little edge that can go down there.
Here we go. Very important last over. Ends up being over pitched. Strikes it pretty well. Trying to get it through the two fielders. Well, that is an amazing bit of relay fielding. Let's have a look at this again. Was this meant to be, or did it just happen? This is sensational.
That's Bevan from Glamorgan passing it over to Ward from Sussex.
Have a look at this.
Top fielding. This is high level fielding. Gets down, scoops. Oh, tell you what.
Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Where are the feet here? Can we see the feet?
That might be given, that could be just touching the rope.
Well, I mean, first of all, there's the flick up.
Marginal. It was great fielding, but that could go either way. Let's see again. He's got the ball in his hands. They're still touching it there.
Is anything conclusive to tell you that anything is touching the rope? You don't see it move. I'll say that much. So it's one that the third umpire will have a look at. But what about that flip? I mean, that is, if this is not 4, that is probably the most amazing bit of ground relay fielding that you'll see. He slides it, flicks it up. Well, they're going to say, no, it's fine. So that's
Brilliant
an
work.
exceptional bit of play, isn't it?
Yeah, sensational fielding. Saves 2. Great to watch.
Oh, there you go. That's that Yorker length that has been so effective, and so many batters have not been able to get it. He just masters it, doesn't he?
Well, so, okay, my thing with this is when Rishton bowls this, and you've got that sort of short third man, backward point and cover point, I'd like to see batsmen just try hit it through those 3 men. If you know he's bowling it there, why not just go with it instead of fighting it? Yes. But easier said than done.
Yeah, not sure what's going on here. A bit more talk. I mean, Rishton had this issue with the Italians in the last one, and now, well, a little bit of talk here from Rishton towards Sikandar Zulfikar. Sikandar gets a fair bit of out of this. Maybe they look for 2, but it's a good throw, and they won't beat. So get the single.
There's been a bit of chat around in the cricket fraternity today. The English and the Scottish were having a bit of argy-bargy yesterday, then the English and the Italians.
Yeah.
I just tell my Spanish boys, just keep smiling. Don't make any enemies.
Yeah, well, the Spanish. In Spanish, we don't like to get involved.
Relaxed people, aren't we?
We're relaxed people. Give us a sangria, and we're happy.
3 balls left.
Well, they take him on, and they are going to get a bye. So you do get Sikandar back on strike. That's important. You would expect Dan Lincoln to hit them from here. He doesn't.
Yeah, the old, I'm not going to invite Dan to my 10-pin bowling team. Just missing the leg stump that time. Good bowling from Rishton again, though, isn't it? No one can really get a hold of him at the moment.
Yeah, it's very good bowling. He's very clever. But you're right. I think as this week goes on, teams will have a look at what he's bowling and try and find a way to get to it. This one is straighter. And they go for the 2. In comes the throw, a very good arm, and I get the feeling this will be out.
Yeah, it's given out on field, so he definitely doesn't make great throw from Goldsall. They were doing the right thing with the team there, trying to steal an extra run if it was a bad throw, but it's a perfect throw. And it's just the 1 run for the Netherlands and a wicket.
Yeah, it's good work, and you're right. Good throw from Goldsall. So Sikandar Zulfikar, he will go for 21. He'll get the 1. 21 off the 9 deliveries. You see, I mean, no shortage of trying to get there, but a perfect throw. And good work from Dan Lincoln. Takes it, gets the, knocks the bails off. Does a little bit of the rock and roll as well. Lands up on his feet, so Zulfikar has to depart. But he's almost got them there. So 136 on the board. I'm just waiting for that to be confirmed. And a ball to go in the innings. So once again, Rishton, I mean, his bowling's just been sensational. He just delivers all the time. And this is where it went wrong for him against Italy. And that will play on his mind. That last ball that he bowled, defending 3, got smashed by Nakvi for the 6, which gave the victory to Team Italia. So got 1 ball to bowl. He would not want this to go to the boundary.
No, and it's Ollie Ellenbaas coming out from Hermes Cricket Club in the Netherlands. He'll be looking to tee this up. He's a powerful batsman, more a seam bowler, but he has worked on his batting also. You see the Dutch, well, they're very close with each other, aren't they? They're enjoying their time together.
Yeah. And Rishton, well, he's giving, I'm not sure he's giving some commentary to somebody. I don't know to who. I think he's just saying I think he might be saying to the umpire, look at his guard. So if I bowl it there, I don't want you giving it a wide. I don't know what it is, but he's always giving some sort of commentary.
Oh, tell you what, he's hit that so hard, it's almost taken his partner out, and they'll end up getting back for 2. So 2 runs, and that should bring us to the back end, well, the end of this innings.
Yeah, well, not sure what's going on here. I think keep an eye on how we keep this running. The throw doesn't come in, but keep an eye on Dan Lincoln. I think he takes the imaginary ball here and knocks the bails off.
I think, these days, I don't think you're actually allowed to do that. It's like fake fielding.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the batters, I wonder if he's done that. The batters have seen it, just go for another run. Just say, right, he's knocked the bails off. Let's just keep running. Let's see what happens here.
Well, you never know. But in the end, what a splendid batting display from the Netherlands. 137 for 6. They're ahead in this game, you would say. We think maybe about 12 over par. The par's definitely 125 in 20 championship week. So looking forward to seeing if this English team can respond.
Yeah, certainly are looking forward to them. They do have to. Look, they've got their supporters out there, haven't they? The English. But the Netherlands, they've got their supporters there too. Both teams have been well supported. Let's have a look at these highlights. And a big round of applause for the England 11 when they went out there. But they had to get wickets early. We know that Clayton Floyd and Musa Ahmed can be pretty key. Well, yeah, it was a nice moment with us two. Well, me and myself and Corey, I've been in Spain for a long time, so of course I'm going to be delighted with the way Spain have performed. Well, there was, one or two people getting into danger with the ball almost coming their way, but no problems there from Richard. He takes a nice catch. And, that just brought out Boris Gawley. Gawley's been in pretty good form, so he couldn't quite get into his rhythm. A little bit like Clayton Floyd. He also made 11 before he had to depart. He was caught very well by Bevan. But it was all about the batting at the moment. Well, at that time of Musa, he played some lovely shots. Played shots all around the ground as well. But there was some biggies as well from Ryan Klein. Wasn't he hitting the ball big? And wasn't he hitting it well? But just think Musa was just spot on, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and this dangerous lineup was so good again. This is where Ryan Klein, he comes in the middle and he's just brute power. So if you miss your margins, it goes the drain. You can see the reactions like, oh no, not again. Yeah. It is such a tough sport. Dan Lincoln was trying things coming up to the stumps, and unfortunately Ryan Klein just kept it going.
I mean there was such big hits. The timing was epic, and of course while he's out there everybody's having a good time because you're just watching some amazing hitting. And Musa, he was played a pretty good knock as well, trying to bring up, I think he's 50 with a big hit, and just slicing it up in the air. And it was Godso who again I think had a good day out there in the field. He was pretty good with his catching. Didn't bowl pretty well as well, but this was the unfortunate one. This was the captain, Sebastian Bright, coming out, and he was out very first ball, caught by Kallis. But it didn't matter because, if one batter goes, another good one comes, and Sakib Zulfikar, he came out, he played some lovely shots as well. They're just liking the balance at the moment from the Netherlands side, liking what they do here. I mean, okay, desperate effort of Klein to try and stay in there, but he's certainly got the right acceleration in for his team. 35 with just 10 deliveries, but everybody going out there at the moment just seems to be going out there with so much time. They seem to be absorbing this pressure, and they're turning the pressure into fun because they're enjoying what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, and when you enjoy your teammates' success, usually you have a winning formula, and they're doing that. There was some brilliant fielding from the English. Even though they were getting hit around, they threw their bodies on the line. They got some run-outs really late. Bodies were going everywhere. And it hasn't been the tournament they would have hoped so far, but this is going to be exciting. Sometimes when you chase a big total, your mind is free.
Yeah.
And they might come out and just do this.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I think they'll probably be saying, well, first of all, I mean, there was no shortage of effort from them and desire in the field. I think that you're right. They threw themselves around. They were gutsy and they battled hard. And I think, they contained the Netherlands to 137, where I think some other teams could have been quite easily chasing a 150 plus score. So credit to them there. But look, they've got plenty of work to do thanks to the runs from Musa Ahmed, 45 for 23. Ryan Klein, again, a good contribution from him, 35 for just 10 deliveries. And then all the other batters going in there, not chewing up deliveries, going out there, getting on with it, hitting boundaries, help them get to that score. But look, you're right. I think England would be saying, right, it's a big score. Well, that means we have to be We have to be productive. We have to fancy it. Let's just go out there and really go for it this time. You know, we haven't got any points on the board. Let's go out there fighting. If we go down, we go down fighting.
Yeah, we go down, swing as hard as you can, time the ball, and let's see if we can get into this chase. They require 138. It's going to be very exciting to watch. Do join us back in the next 10 minutes for that exciting run chase. Thank you.
Hello cricket lovers, and welcome back to the Cardamar Oval. It looks absolutely glorious there at the moment. Corey and I, we're just tucking into some killer python, so excuse us if you hear us munching a little bit. We're having a little chat about the way the teams are performing. Of course, this one is all about England and Netherlands. What an important match this is for England. I mean, they haven't been able to get a victory so far. Netherlands, though, they're flying high. They were unbeaten in the group stages, went all the way unbeaten, and it looked great. We saw them winning their final against Denmark, and that kept them 10 out of 10, and then they've won all the games here at the moment. And the way they're playing at the moment, Corey, England, you should test them as we have a look at the stats. And thanks again to Ravi and Shazad for providing us the information, but just talk us through some of those key facts.
The big thing for me, obviously, with this English lineup, there was so much talk about Harrison Ward, Dan Lincoln and Tom Bevan. Now, none of them feature in the top batters for the English side so far, and if you had said that to, the cricketing fraternity, let's say, after 3 games, there's no way anyone would have guessed that. They're relying on Rishton, Godsall and Callis, who come out at 4, 5, 6. So it just hasn't clicked for the top order. But if it does click, we know that Lincoln, Ward and Bevan are crazy destructive. Yeah. On the other hand, Netherlands are clicking. You've got Musa, who opened, Gawley at 3 and Klein at 4. So they're finding runs from that top order, and it's making a world difference. And there's one man we have to talk about. The reigning MVP is going off again with the wickets. I mean, he's got 2 wrists. He could have 2 watches.
He could have 2 watches, and he's starting to just click with the bat as well. We saw that in their match earlier when he went out there and he smashed the ball pretty well, 26 of just 10 deliveries. And with the ball, though, it's just great. And that's what you were talking about there, about the run rate.
Okay.
I mean, so you saw that it started well, didn't it, with the groups? But then Group C and Group D, particularly, the rates were much lower. But Championship week, we'll have a look at that, 12.7.
I have a feeling in Group C and Group D that some of the batsmen's levels have just dropped off a little bit and the bowlers started figuring out T10. But yeah, Championship week, we've been saying in our dressing room, in the Spanish dressing room, just a little bit of insight, that we think 125 is par. So I'm not surprised to see 127. A team making under 120, for a batting unit, that's only 2 boundaries and over. If you hit a 6 and a 4 each over, you will get to 120.
Yeah.
So you keep it pretty simple. So a 127, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, we were talking particularly during the last two groups, we were saying, par score 114, 115. Well, we've seen that that's totally changing around in this one. And 120, teams are getting 120. I mentioned Italy just as an example. They were getting scores more or less 120, but not winning matches with that. Remember, you can stay up to date with all the latest news by a number of means. The European Cricket Network, the website is there, of course, europeancricket.com, and also by Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well as one or two others, including our Telegram channel as well. So no excuses to stay in touch, and I do encourage you to go onto the website, europeancricket.com. All the information about the teams, the standings, the players, the stats is all on there. And also, you can also go back and have a look at how these teams performed last year and what the stats were there. And I could spend a entire evening on that, looking at the stats, and find it quite fascinating. But stats are stats. What happens there in the middle is completely different equation altogether. Nice to see England making a few more changes, going with Callis up at the top of the order. He's going to be the non-striker, and it will be Harrison Ward who will be taking the first ball. I mean, Wardy played some nice shots earlier today. Looks like he was getting into the sort of form that we have seen him. And let's see if he can do that again. I mean, he made 28 of 11 before he was out.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first change from the English team, they put Callis at the top. No Dan Lincoln. Interesting decision. Obviously, the think tank has thought of a new sort of play and style and want to see if this will work for them. I don't mind it. I think you got to think on your feet during this tournament. And can Callis get away? And Wardy, we know Wardy really well. He's done some umpiring for us on the ECN network. A lovely bloke. It's a matter of time before he starts to click.
Yeah, it certainly is. And put it this way, he's too good a player not to click, and he will click pretty soon. And I think when he does, well, he's gonna show us something special, that's for sure. Netherlands will be hoping, if not in this match, Vivian Kingma to open up. Short, up in the air. Oh no, it could be gone first ball. Oh, he is. Well, that's disaster. We saw him get a golden duck in the match that he played yesterday, and it was the second match, and it's the same thing here again. He goes after it, slices it up in the air, and Kigma, he gets the wicket off the dangerous Harrison Ward has to depart for 0. It's a golden duck for him.
Wow, it's just not happening for Harrison Ward. Vivian Kingmar's a talented bowler in his own rights. He bangs this one in, outside off. I mean, last year, Harrison Ward hit these balls for 6, and he hit them for massive 6s, but that hurried him up. That really did. It's a safe catch under the ball as well by Boris Gourlay. And for the Dutch, they're in Nirvana land at the moment. That's a big wicket.
Certainly is. You get the dangerous left-hander, Harrison Ward, early. And, well, he shrugs off. And, I mean, at the moment, he's just, well, sometimes that's the way things go. Just not able to get going. Like I said, he was good this morning. He scored 28 of 11 deliveries against Italy. But not able to recapture that form here now. So somebody else is going to have to perform. Thomas Bevan is the new batter that comes out.
Yeah, Thomas Bevan plays for Glamorgan. A big 130 in one-day cricket this year for them. A man of a lot of talent. Waiting for him to click as well. And they don't have much time in this one to get themselves in. So big contest. Vivian Kingma, he's steaming in.
Oh, well, strays down the leg side. Great work done there by the keeper, Rata Alphonse. Well, he gets some glove on this. Does exceptionally well too. Otherwise, that's going to be 5.
Yeah, he does very well. Rata Alphonse is a little live wire behind the stumps. Does brilliantly there to to save 5 wides. Kingmar's got his tail up. I've watched Vivian bowl a lot in the Netherlands. I live there, obviously, and I've played a lot with these players. When he's on, he's brilliant to watch, and his rhythm looks good. That ball zipped. That zipped Harrison Ward for pace. That ball zipped down the leg side. This is a great contest.
Plays this one into the gap. Doesn't take the single, so Callis gets himself off the mark. Yeah, I mean, there's something about Kingma. I mean, it is championship week, so the bigger players, I think, are going to perform. They're going to have something about them. But I know he struggled with his knees in the group stages, but when I've seen him, I saw him yesterday, he just seems so sprightly. Not so much with his bowling, even when he was out in the field, he made some outstanding stops. He was diving around, he took a great catch. He's just with it, isn't he? He's focused, he's switched on, and he wants to perform.
Well, he's played at the highest level against some of the biggest teams in the world. He's bowling to the Pakistan national team 2 months ago, so he's of high cricket pedigree.
Goes for the cut shot, will just be a single. So both batters, Bevan and Callis, get themselves off the mark.
Lovely boys, lovely boys.
Yeah, lovely boys is what you can hear from Netherlands at the moment. They're, of course, they're going to be very happy with this start. They've got the big wicket of Harrison.
Yeah, got the big wicket, but there's still some big fish they need to get. I think Callis, who they've brought in specifically into this squad to hit bombs, well, can he get going here?
This one is completely missed, and well, it almost shaves the off stump as it goes through. Alphonse makes the stop, but I think even he was surprised this doesn't hit the stumps. And I think that expression from Vivian Kingma says it all. How does it miss?
Well, top bowling from Kingma, and he's getting Netherlands miles ahead in this. It's now 14.35 required. It's already gone up 1 run. Every ball so important in the power play.
Oh, it's going to be another, massive grunt from Callis. It was a bit of a, oh no, as it hits straight to the captain. Sebastian Braat takes the catch. Kingma gets the second in the over. And, well, they're up and about, aren't they? And the team that they couldn't overcome in the 2021 championship, well, they look like they're going to overcome them here. England, it's not a good start. They're 4 for 2.
Well, we said they might have some mental scarring because they couldn't beat them last year. Well, it's 2022 and it's all going their way. And he just knows, sometimes as a batsman, as soon as you make contact, you know a split second if you got it or not.
Yeah.
And he just knew, and he let out that big sigh because it's an opportunity missed. And, yeah, for the English right now, it's not easy for them.
No, it's not easy. Rishton, he looks on. I'm pretty sure that he's going to get his pads on pretty quickly. Alice, very disappointed. You can see, very frustrated and disappointed. He knew as soon as he hit it that it wasn't right. He goes for 1 of 3 deliveries faced. Sebastian Braat, the captain, well, he was overjoyed to have taken the catch, but it's Vivian Kingma who does it again. Bit of a people's favourite, isn't it, Vivian Kingma? He's a lovely guy, as he said. Looking to just finish his first over off well. Once again,
it could be out.
Oh, well, this would have been gone. Well, this is what I'm talking about with Vivian. He's just so up and about at the moment. He's so focused. He's so on it. He's disappointed that he hasn't hit the stumps here, but that would have been absolutely tremendous. Well, what an effort that is. That's absolutely sensational. And you'll see this. It would have been out, no doubt about it. That would have been out. There you go. Passion, desire, and agony as he just misses out. But what a terrific over it is. You see there, I mean, he's would have backed himself to hit him, but he can't be too disappointed. The first over has only conceded 5 runs, but he's picked up 2 wickets.
Yeah, it's picked up 2 wickets, and well, it's been 56 games since a golden ball, and as I look over my left shoulder, it does seem like the sweepstakes are still going. I didn't know about that. So 56 games, I'm sure we will get one. I have a feeling we'll get one during this week.
Yeah, well, there could be one, and this one I think is down with Vinny's, and Vinny's probably already thinking, okay, you might as well forget this one. Well, you never know. Funny things have happened. Well, it could be in the last game. I wonder who's got that one called.
I don't think I can handle another tense game because this is a tense week, and some of the results have been, well, right down to the wire. Can England make a game of this one, though? They need a couple of good overs here. Ollie Ellenbaas into the attack. shot.
Well, this is just beautifully timed. He doesn't try to hit this. He knows where the field is, and he just relies on the timing. Does Ben Clayton, gets it over the infield, 4 runs.
Well, one of the shots of the day for me, because he gets a little bit of width and sort of just check drives it over the offside, and that was almost a lofted block.
Yeah, it was called a defensive push, but he knows what he's doing. He knows where that field is. Well, will he try it again? Here comes Alan Bass. This time tries to work it down the leg side.
So there's a ball that I think sometimes the England, when they get the short ball, they've been trying to flat bat it straight. I think that you want to go with it and sort of get inside it. Instead of just working one, can you pull that through square leg?
Lovely boys, lovely boys.
But yeah, England 9 for 2, 10 for 2, sorry, 14.7. I mean, if they get close, we're in for a crazy few minutes. If they get close, they're going to need someone to step up, Rico.
Yeah, they certainly are. That rate is about 14, just over 14 and a half at the moment. So they're going to need a couple of good overs to get them there. And also, just to maintain at that rate, they've got to go some. Alan Bass goes wide. Oh, gets called. I thought this is a tight call. Yeah, well, I'm with you, bowler. I thought it was pretty tight. Well, just have a look at this. Yeah, I think that's a tight one. I mean, the umpires have been very much, if it touches, they're going to call it. Oh, he's a little bit surprised, Alan Bass there, saying, really?
Oh, it's a tight one. I think sometimes when it goes that close, the bowlers always want it, the batsmen think they want it, but yeah, it's up to the umpire, the men in black.
Yeah, men in black, and being very consistent. Well, this
That's
one
good.
is good, yeah. And he says, what about that, umps? And Asad Ali says, yeah, that one's fine. No issues with that. Yeah, it's well bowled.
Very well bowled indeed. A lot of backing up from the non-striker there as well, Clayton. We know what Mancads have done in the English social medias recently. Wouldn't want to see it happen here.
Bevan wants to be looking to cut here.
Oh,
This one has caught him on the lid. That's right on the helmet. And nice to see the bowler just saying, hey, are you okay? That's nice to see. I'm liking that. Look, because that could have been, I mean, that's right on the grill of the lid. And Alan Bass just gives the ball back to the umpire and says, here, umps, hold on to that for a minute. I'm just going to check that he's okay. And you know what? These guys, you know that they're out there. They're going to be competitive and they're fighting. They want to win. But at the end of the day, I mean, they'll have each other to bits as well. The sportsmanship there has been fantastic all the way through this championship.
yeah, if anyone at home doesn't think that this is fierce and contested and the bowling's not quick, well, there you go. That's Bevan, who plays for Glamorgan, and he just got littered. This is fiery, and this is tense cricket.
Alan Bass back into Bevan. And he beats him again. This time it's a much fuller delivery. They're just joining the dots up here as well. Well, after a very good over from Vivian Kingma, which produced 2 wickets and only conceded 5 runs, Bevan, even though he has been hit for 1 boundary, I think it was the first ball that he bowled, that was the 4 that was hit over the 30-yard circle through into the covers. He's come back well and he's looking to finish well here. 6 of the over so far, ball to go in it, 11 for 2. England are falling way behind this rate. Hit straight down the ground, looking to beat the fielder, but he won't. Doesn't quite get the power in it. They'll take one, and that's the other. Is that the shot you're talking about?
Yeah, for me, it feels like they're always trying to swat it straight, and I wonder if they can get inside it and clip it. But you're right, it's 12 for 2, and after 2, what a dream start for the Netherlands at the moment. This is where we sit on the table. Because I'm coaching, I won't say too much. You talk us through it,
Yeah,
Rico.
well, Netherlands and Spain, I mean, they're neck and neck at the moment, both unbeaten. Netherlands looking to go 2 ahead of the Spanish team, but Spain, I mean, playing some wonderful cricket. You know all about that. You're leading them, and I think they're looking to get a good victory here tonight in the night game where they take on Italy. And, well, we saw that Spain were victorious over Italy yesterday in a good contest. I think that one tonight will prove to be pretty decent as well, especially Italy having got that win and the way they got that win as well. I think they're going to be up for it.
Yeah, Italy are a good side. They're a dangerous T10 team. Really, really talented, and looking forward to that game in a couple of hours' time.
Sebastian Bright comes into the attack, and this one is hovering up there, and this is sensational. That is unbelievable.
No way.
Sun, sea, sand, and sexy cricket. Well, it doesn't matter who you are supporting. When you see something like that, you just got to stand up, and applaud, because that is fantastic. And if you want to know how the game of cricket has changed over the years, that sums it up. That is incredible.
Rico, this is one of the best catches I've ever seen because he starts in the ring. He was in the ring. It's not one of those ones where two boundary riders help each other out. The offside was in the ring. Two men go running back. I've never seen a catch like this from in the ring.
This is something special. Well, watch this again. Watch how good this is. I mean, this doesn't give it credit. We'll have to see it from the other way, but look at that.
Oh, my word.
Sensational. Absolutely sensational. Well,
Boris Gourlay is going to go down as one. That is one of the greatest catches. Ryan Klein will get the catch, but Boris Gourlay, that is unbelievable. That's one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Oh, that is magnificent. That is absolutely magnificent. I know they're not appreciating it at the moment because it's happened against England, but when you go back and you look at that, you're going to turn around and say, we've seen something special here at the Carlton Oval. Well, Cartomania is taking the world by storm. I always say it, well, this European Cricket Network is making players' dreams come true. Well, Boris Gourlay there, his work was fantastic. And, well, I think Ryan Klein just, he's going to get his name in the book, but that was sensational.
You know how many players, Boris Gourlay went and run after it, but for Ryan Klein to also know to run back as well with those two, that's where they are. They're in the ring.
Yeah.
So for them to go back and take that as a team, that is phenomenal. Netherlands, they're on fire.
Oh, that is something exceptional. Sebastian Brat, it may not be happening for him with the bat. I mean, he was out first ball for a golden duck, but with the ball, he's been phenomenal. And what a wicket that is. Well, that is going to get on the social media, and I tell you what, so many people are going to be watching that and saying, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll have a look at it again. He's run maybe 25 metres out of the ring, left, takes it, and Ryan Klein ran with him, perfect positioning, and that is 50 out of 10. And there goes the blade.
Well, yeah, there goes the blade. That one is not coming back by the look of it, because I think that one is going to be barbecuing the burgers and sausages later tonight in the barbecue behind there in the catering part of the ground. Well, sometimes it's just not your day, and when you're out to a dismissal like that, you know it's not. It didn't quite happen for Bevan, and it's not quite happening for England today. Surely we're not going to see England go down, losing both their matches in day 2 as well. Sebastian Brat. Nice took his shot down the ground, but again, it's just a single. They're not able to get any sort of momentum going here at the moment. Just the one boundary, and that was from Ben Claydon, who's still out there, but nobody else has been able to really trouble the scorers too much.
Well, here we go. This will be very exciting. What can Lincoln do coming out there? Claydon, he's still there. He's on strike now. They need a boundary desperately. Well bowled. Really well bowled. The Dutch are just on song, Rico. They can't put a foot wrong at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely on fire. And that's the thing. I think all the teams are watching, and probably watching, as are the coaches, and saying, right, okay, where can we find these weaknesses? Where do we have to work on? How can we get guys out? The thing is, though, there is none. They're just doing everything so well at the moment.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant batting, brilliant bowling, brilliant fielding. Everything overall. Just sensation from the Dutch, and great to see. I am a big fan of Dutch cricket. Been living there for 6 years, and great to see the boys play so well.
This one's not the best of deliveries. It catches a bit of the pad on the way through. I think Sebastian Brat is getting excited because I think the leg stick was probably left shown there by Town Lincoln. So it was a battle of the two captains. The Lincoln survives. It's the end of the over, but again, not too many positives happening so far for England. They are 17 for 3.
17 for 3, needing another 121 off 7. Remarkable. It's not going to get any easier as Clayton Floyd, who's been so talented with his left arm off spin, is going to come into bowl here. You look at the comparative power plays and the skyscrapers, well, yeah, miles behind at the moment, England. The reigning champions being put to the sword a little bit here by the Dutch, who have never beaten them in this competition. And right now, if the Dutch don't beat them here, well, they never will. They've got every chance.
Yeah, Clayton Floyd picking up wickets for final, and this is going to be another one. Just as I say, he's been picking up wickets for fun. He gets another, and well, this is a magical moment for Ratha Alphonse. Well, he's liking it. He shows himself to the camera and puts his arms up in the air, but Clayton Floyd, well, he just keeps on going and going. That's going to be 24 wickets now for him in this championship. And he's just looking so good, isn't he? And just out-foxes the batter. He says, I'm going to put it wide. I know you're going after me. Gets this one to rip the other way. And there's the keeper. He's into the action and turns around and gives us the celebratory salute. It's going from bad for worse for England here.
Yeah, it's going for bad for worse. And all I can say right now, Clayton Floyd with these, I'm going to call them donkey drops. He's bowling these slow donkey drops outside off. No one can figure it out. And it's great to watch. It's great to see. It's great to see this Dutch team playing so well. Ben Clayton goes for 8 off 6. And right now, this Netherlands team looks unstoppable. They have to have won about 12 or 13 games in a row. Super difficult and super exciting to see.
Yeah, 13 on the spin and trying to make it 14. It's just tremendous to watch. But the thing is, and the one thing is, and it sounds obvious. I'm going to say you can pick it up on Netherlands, you can pick it on Spain. When you're winning, of course you can, and there's that little bit of momentum, there's that drive, there's that passion, there's that flair. Everybody is backing each other up, everyone's smiling, you're enjoying your cricket. There's this one, it'll be safe, will it? Yeah, just one bounce as it gets fielded there on the boundary by Klein. But once you're feeling that way, it's always rubbing off on each other. You know, every bit of moment of magic that you see out there makes somebody else want to perform that much better. And it's not just when you're winning. I think the Italians, I mean, they're doing it as well. They're not, you know, they've played well in the group stages. Only lost the one match. Here in the Championship week, they lost the first 2 matches. They won the last one, but they're the same. There's a buzz about them. There's a way about them that they're playing at the moment. And with England at the moment, we're just quite not seeing that. Once again, great work from Ratha behind the stumps.
Yeah, unbelievable. Watch this. Lincoln goes, well, you can't have this field to me. He gets blinded and still gets his gloves in the way. That's beautiful. But that's what I think some batsmen need to do to Clayton Floyd. They've only got 3 on the leg. He's had this tactic and it works. You've got to be brave and try things. Well bowled. Clever look at him. He knows Clayton Floyd, he's having a bunch. I'll tell you what, get his other wrist ready because he could have 2 watches by the end of the week.
Okay, goes for it. And once again, it's going to be a top ball. Thing is about Clayton, I will say this, I know he's picked up stat loads of wickets, but you can get after him. He has batters that have gone after him as well.
Yeah.
He's gone for plenty sometimes, but he always finds a way to hit back. And this one is going to stay hit. It's a big 6 straight down the ground. And Manos Arriba from the umpires because this one has been smacked out of there. And it's Rishton that is trying to lead the attack for England.
Well, Rishton's been the informed bowler and probably batsman for this team. And, well, that's a lovely shot. A shot of authority. Trying to figure out a way to play the left arm off spin. You can see that scorecard's a little bit sorry at the moment. 0-1-2-8. Tom Key still to come. Sam Pearce, we know, can hold the blade. Arthur Godsall made some important runs this morning. So, yeah, plenty on the line at the moment. $24 for 4, Rico. Can they get themselves back into this match, or is it a little bit too late?
I know that a lot of the England supporters in the fan zone pretty quiet at the moment. We're not seeing too much celebration from them. They want something to celebrate. Well, shots like this will help. And well, this is going way over them. What a big hit that is from Dan Lincoln. Well, don't forget Dan Lincoln. We know all about him and what he can do. And his record speaks for itself. And though he hasn't quite hit his strides here as yet, we know what he can do, and that's a really good shot. Gets into position early and smashes that away for a massive 6.
Well, Lincoln wants to show everyone else, I think, how to try and play these sort of slow left arm offies that are trying to bowl wide of off stump. So I don't mind the tactic. You got to be brave and definitely trying to find a way to make it work for his country.
Yeah. What do you know about this young man? I've been very impressed with Udir Nasir.
Actually, it's not to sound too novice. I've never met him before. I haven't heard about him in Dutch cricket. It's great to see that there's some young players coming through, some new players. I know Piers Fletcher, the national coach, has big raps on him.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with his bowling. And, well, at the moment, he's been plummeted to the boundary. Well, that's another big 6. Well, they're in the firing line out there. And Dan Lincoln, well, yeah, you're right. He's showing the boys at the top end of the order how to do it. But somebody else gets an opportunity to field the match ball. He's going to be pretty happy about that. But, yeah, just moves very quickly, gets himself in a position very quickly. So the youngster, 17-year-old, is Udir Nasir. So I'll just get some word of advice from from the captain, Sebastian Brandt. Probably saying, right, okay, you see what he's doing, maybe fire in a slightly quicker delivery. Let's see how he goes. Well, he does the same thing again, and Dan Lincoln does the same thing again. So, we've been here before, halfway through and over, and we've seen 3 sixes. Boom, boom, boom. No hay dos sin tres. And, well, so far in this championship, on 2 occasions, we've had batters hit 5 on the spin. We know that it was the Italians that were showing us the way to do it. We saw Baljit Singh, the Italian captain, hit 5 sixes on the spin, and then went for a single. There's Fletcher giving us the thumbs up, but he's saying, yeah, don't worry about it. We're good. We're cool. And then we also saw Amir Sharif hit 5 sixes on the spin in 1 over. We've seen 3 out of 3 here so far. The young Nasheer under attack. And he gets into position to possibly have made it 4 on the spin, but doesn't quite get the cleaners of contact this time. Does exactly the same thing again. This time it goes for 4. So the over goes magical already. And Udir Nasheer, he's finding out the hard way that sometimes the big boys don't play fair. And Dan Lincoln, well, he's certainly going for it here.
Well, it's good batting, it's smart batting, and England, well, finding back. You never know.
It's got to go fuller though, hasn't it? Got to go fuller. It's been too short. And this is being whacked, and this goes all the way as well. Bolle. Another big one, and the over now goes for 28. The 50 comes up, and England finding themselves back into this match courtesy of their captain, Dan Lincoln. Well, he's taken the young spinner to the cleaners here, taking him to the sword. So a bit of carnage happening in the middle. Well, can this one go supersonic? 28 off it so far.
Yeah, good batting. They're back in this all of a sudden. He's bowling a little bit slow and he's getting it. Maybe a bit of an arm ball can come out.
Go short, and if you go short, it's going to be absolutely pumped, and it does go all the way. And this is 6 more. That is 34 that comes off that over. And just like that, well, Dan Lincoln, the captain of England, puts England back in this contest.
Absolutely. It's a drag down. Too much pressure for the young men. 34 off it. Game on, Rico. Look, I've enjoyed my time back in here. Thank you very much for having me, Rico. But I'm going to pass myself over to Vinny Sandu to call the rest of the game with you.
Thank you very much. Look, I know you've got some important work to do, and while Corey makes his way back to join his team, I'm going to wish him all the best and wish the Spanish boys all the best, and hope that they and Italy give us a fantastic finish to the day. We are here in finals week in the Dream 11 European Cricket Championships. Once this week is over, we have a week in Croatia starting on Monday. From there, we go to Malta, going back to our second family almost, Malta, been there plenty of times. And then we do, as Corey already mentioned, we come back to Barcelona to finish off with 5 weeks in Barcelona. And, well, what a finale that would be to our season. Back to the action here, 58 for 4 at the halfway point. Got him. And that's the wicket that they needed. They needed a breakthrough. I know it wasn't Rishton that was getting all the damage, but still, a partnership is a partnership. And Sikandar Zulfikar, who played a good contribution with the bat as well, gets one right on the money. And that's what the young man, I think, needs to learn from there. Udir Nasheer, he'll look back at where he was bowling and the length, and just have a look at that one there from Sikandar Zulfikar. It's just right up there. It just means that the batters are not able to play the sort of shots that were being played by Dan Lincoln. But Andy Rishton, he tries to go on the onside again, but it's a very, very good delivery. Ends up yorking himself. So, well, that is the end of Rishton. He has to depart. But we say adios to Rishton as he makes his way back. But we say muy buenas tardes to Mr. Maximo, who comes back into the Dream Box. Welcome back.
Buenas tardes, todos. Wow, what a turn of events we've seen over the last couple of days. England 11. Yeah, just the fact, I think, a few things conspiring against them. They haven't had a lot of luck, number one, but they've also run into some red-hot teams that are confident. They are not intimidated at all by the England 11. And Netherlands look like they're going to go 4 in a row. Having said that, Lincoln's still there, and he's hitting 6s for fun at the other end. But anyway, here's Keith.
Keys, the first time we get a chance to have a look at him, plays this out nicely. We get off the mark and gives the strike back to Dan Lincoln. Well, Lincoln, we saw how he dealt with the spin of Nasheer. Udir Nasheer, can he do the same thing here to Sikandar Zulfikar?
Slightly different proposition, isn't it? And so we've just got 2 of the 3 Zulfiqar triplets playing because Asad Zulfiqar is being rested this game. They typically just split their keeping duties between Asad Zulfiqar in one match and Ratha Alphonse in the other match. Ratha doing the keeping at the moment.
Well, this is going to be a wide, and yeah, okay. Dan Lincoln looking to do the same thing that he did to Nasir, so Zulfiqar fires this one in a little bit quicker. Only problem is it goes past the leg sticks, a white ball called. So you can see what Dan Lincoln's trying to do. So making himself room, going outside the off stump and then clubbing the ball over sort of the behind square boundary. This one he misses out on. The same pattern of play, but this time Zulfiqar gets this ball quicker and it goes over the stump, so no wide.
Yeah, that's why it's not a wide. I'm a bit curious why they're not going a bit fuller to Lincoln. I know he's a strong driver. He's strong pretty much everywhere, but he's really doubling down on this hitting across the line strategy. And I think, York at the base of off stump would be a hard one for him to sweep away.
Well, either Yorker, but look what he's doing. So why not bowl outside the off stick, but bowl it a bit wider? It won't be called a wide because he's moving so early.
Lincoln on 36.
Here we go. And this time he stands still and he thumps this away. Well, that's how powerful Dan Lincoln is. And this time he doesn't move. He stands still and he bangs this for a big 6. And, well, you just got to think that while he's there is every possibility. I mean, this rate, it's just around 17, but he's almost hitting a 6 of every ball. So that means that the chances of them bringing that down while he's on strike is very possible, but he needs somebody to stay there with him. Can Tom Keast be the one?
There's a slow ball bounce gone wrong.
Up in the air, this is an opportunity, and there it is. That's the wicket they want. Dan Lincoln goes, and it is a delivery outside the off stump that gets him. So, adios to Dan Lincoln, but not before. Well, he makes a stunning 42 of just 12 deliveries. His unlucky 13 for him. That was the 13th delivery that he faces, and he has to make his way back. So he does, if he does anything, at least for now, he does make the score look a little bit respectable.
Yeah, it's one time too many. Tries to tennis it out of the ground. This is a tough shot. Saw Richardson play it once very well a bit earlier in the innings, but yeah, if you get it slightly wrong when you're flat batting, if you misjudge the bounce even slightly, that's what will happen. It goes up in the air. Lincoln fights hard. And he hits 6 sixes out of the 13 balls that he faced, but he has to go for 42. It's all the sixes now for England 11, 66 for 6.
Yeah, good finish to the over from Sikandar. He picks up another wicket. Still got a delivery to go in this one.
I mean, assuming Netherlands hold on here, how big is that the last ball victory that Italy got over England in the earlier game today? I mean, that could be huge. I know those two teams will meet again tomorrow morning, but
yeah,
again, England 11, tomorrow's a new day. Right now, they're still stuck in the twilight zone. Still less than 3 balls. It's not impossible. Godsall's coming out. He batted very well this morning.
he batted superbly. Godsall scored 40 off just 14 deliveries against Italy. It was quite an outstanding knock, actually. Let's see if you can do the same.
Should just be one off the gloves. Skip. I shouldn't say skip. I should say Sikandar Zulfiqar right now doing a very, very good job for his team. He finishes with 2 for 9 off that over, and he removes the threat of Lincoln, which did seem like the last piece of the puzzle for the Netherlands at the end of 6 overs at 67 for 6.
Yeah, well, Netherlands, they're enjoying themselves out there at the moment. You can see there Vivian Kingma just sharing a joke with 1 or 2 of the other players. And this is one thing that the Netherlands have done as well quite often. They bowled 6 bowlers, all different to start off with.
Yeah.
They all bowl one, and then the captain decides, okay, based on that, this is where we go now. Yeah. And it looks like they are going with Clayton Floyd.
It's like they're all auditioning for a second over,
yeah,
isn't it, every time? Anyway, it looks like Floyd wins the lottery to get over number 7.
Flights it up in the air, and Godsall, well, this is going to be 6 runs. The ball has already gone over the boundary rope there, and that is Saqib Zulfiqar, who's patrolling that part of the boundary. Godsall goes for it, backs himself, and gets enough on it. Good hit from him.
Has a fairly good idea it's going to be outside the off stump. This one. Yes, Saqib had no chance to keep that one in. So yeah, it's under that 3 ball point of no return that I often talk about. Godsall needs to go on an absolute rampage here. But England 11, it's not impossible.
Oh, and I think he will get back. I think this takes such a long time to get back to Ratha Alphonse. And Ratha saying, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Godso does well to get back.
Because it's so slow and the keeper can't touch the ball till it's past the stumps, right?
Yeah.
So he gets a bit of a head start getting back because it is so slow. And he's just back.
Yeah, I think the bat just gets back in time, just there. There we go.
Yeah, just back, so not out. Yeah, can't really blame the keeper there. Alphonse was as quick as he could have been.
It's the bounce as well, isn't it? I mean, it's the high bounce, so automatically he's having to wait for it. Then he's taking the ball pretty high up, and then the time it takes for him to gather it and bring it back down, the batter just gets the bat down in time, Godso. A lot of batters, though, would have given it up.
Well bowled. That's his bread and butter, isn't it, Floyd? I mean, I don't know what you meant to do to that. Maybe you can get to the pitch of it and drive it over cover, but good luck. Lincoln would have gone well across and just gone all in, probably trying to get that over square leg.
Oh, well, that's one way to stop it.
What a stop.
Well, this is stopped in his feet. Well, this is something special. And Ratha Alphonse says, who needs the gloves? I can just do it. Well, put the gloves on my feet. This is stopped in his feet. Have a look at this, watch. There you go. Look at that. It's in the heels. In the heels of his feet.
Oh, this will just be one then. So, yeah, now we pass that point and no return at England 11. Another tough day at the Carlton Oval for the defending champs. And Floyd, once again, delivering for his team. Very rare that he goes wicketless. Has one in this innings. Almost had a second earlier in the over. Last ball of his match coming up.
This is a delightful hit. It would go all the way. Well, it's showtime at the Carlton Oval. And it is Keast who decides he's going to go the reverse Malachi. And he gets it pretty big and pretty well. And that goes all the way. Boom! Shaka! So Glenn Floyd, he finishes his spell. Or a big six of it. So he'll go for 20 of his 2 overs. But he does pick up the 1 wicket. 23 wickets to him. This is what's going to be the last match of day 2 of the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship. Italy taking on Spain.
Should be a really good one, Rico. Remember when they played yesterday, Italy set Spain 119 and Spain got there with 2 balls to go. It was a really close game. Italy had a very, very close game earlier when they hit a 6 off the last ball to beat the England 11. Both those teams have identical records in the tournament now, 8 and 3 through the first 11 games.
Big swing. Trying to get it through the gap there between long on and mid wicket, but hits it really too well. They think about the second. It's not on. Take the single.
A few shout outs. I want to say hello to everyone playing the Indoor Cricket World Cup. I know that a lot of them have been watching, so hopefully things are going well at the moment. This one's in the air, and I think it's going to be gone, Rico. It will be. Sebastian Brutt takes the catch, so Keast going for the boundaries. He's kind of forced into that situation, but he can't clear the ropes, and the captain does the rest. That's 81 for 7.
Yeah, it makes no mistakes, does he? He just got such safe hands, does Sebastian Brutt. And Netherlands, they're just doing this all in their stride. The only real scare that they had was when the England captain, Dan Lincoln, was smashing the ball all over the place. Remember, he did take a Nasir for 34 on that 1 over. You know what I like to see here, just before you go back to all those shouts out, I like to see the man on the screen there give the youngster another over, because I think he could really do with the confidence. I mean, they've got this game in the bag. Look at the rate now. It's over 20 required. I mean, if this over finishes well, I think it could be a good boost for Adit Nasir to have another bowl.
True. Or do you just go ruthless and say, okay, we're going to go with what we think is going to guarantee us the lowest score against us for net run rate? I mean, it's that kind of a week that we're only not even 2 days in to group play, so not even halfway through. Things could change very quickly. Teams that have gone well could completely fall away, and vice versa.
This is up and away. That's going to be 6 runs. Yes, it is. Says Guerrero's Mas. Well, a lot of good fortune here from Pearce. His first ball is a thick edge, and it flies over the third man and just keeps going. Arriba. Says Guerrero's Mas. Well, Richards, he was a bit worried here. Look, he starts shaking. Well, Richie, can we have the ball back once you've dealt with Nasir? But, 6 more runs
Just want to say a quick hello to Tim Rogers and his wife Lucy, who was feeling a bit poorly this week, but has been enjoying the coverage as always. Hello to you, Lucy. Hope you're feeling better today.
Well bowled, good comeback from Sikandar, and hasn't he bowled well? I mean, okay, that's unlucky for that 6 to go off his bowling, but before then he was 3 for 10, 3 for 17 now with 2 balls to go in his spell. Great bit of bowling for Sikandar.
Yeah, he's been a great addition. And yeah, he must have felt a bit left out. They say 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but I like to see all 3 triplets involved in this championship week for the Netherlands.
Oh, well, trouble and gone. And that's when you do it nice and easy. Well, this is when you're running into trouble. Godsal, he just plays this, and Sikandar saying, what is he doing? Does he really think he's going to get a single here? And
I think he's just so surprised that he's probably never practiced that in his life, and he just backflicked it back onto the stumps. He was kind of, it's just, I'm just going to do it in this general direction. It goes through the Pearce's legs, and he just says, okay, I'll have a go at it. Actually, it's pretty easy. So I know the Indoor Cricket World Cup's on at the moment. I'm sure they'd appreciate that little backflick from Skander Zulfikar, and Godsall is going to have to go. We had all the 6s for England. Now we have all the 8s, 88 for 8 with 1 ball to go in the 8th over.
Yeah, nice bit of work there from Skander Zulfikar. Makes it look absolutely easy. Well, a little bit of fun in the middle, and not so funny for Arthur Godsall. Not sure what he was trying to do there. I mean, it's not singles that you need anyway at this stage in the match. You need big hits. You need boundaries. Maybe he was just trying to make sure that he starts the next over on strike, but he doesn't get there thanks to that back flick run out from Sikandar, who now looks to finish his over well. They're thinking about 2, but I don't think you want to be throwing away any more wickets at this stage. Great bit of bowling from Sikandar. Does really well. Not only does he take the 3 wickets, just conceding 18 runs, but involved with that cheeky run out as well. So he's certainly having a good day, as are most of the guys out there from the Netherlands 11.
Yeah, here's the thing as well. England 11, before this game, they had chased 11 times. They had chased it 11 times. They were 11-0, batting second. And now Netherlands 11 have made a little bit of history here by batting England 11 out of the game for the first time. I mean, I'll get you to put your coach's hat on. Rico, I know that you're aspiring to coach Papua New Guinea, but what are you saying to the England guys tonight when you get back to the hotel and you have a shower, you put your sensible hat on and you get objective? What are you saying to them going into day 3 tomorrow? Here's Brighton the 9th. First ball is...
Beautifully taken.
God, that has he.
Beautifully taken. What a good catch this is. And, well, at the moment, Sikandar Zulfikar is on fire. He's bowling like a demon. He's taken 3 wickets. He's getting run out by just gently flicking the ball onto the stumps, and now he's taken a tremendous catch. This is all about keeping your eye on the ball. It's all about balance, and it's all about the timing of the take. What a great catch that is.
He was dropping on him so fast. I was just surprised he got there. Just glided in to the ball, didn't he? And well, that guy is unstoppable at the moment. Skander Zulfikar. Brat loves his work, and why not Pearce? Well, his nutmeg led to a run out earlier, but now he's going to have to go. He's going to be dismissed for 7, and the score is 89 for 9.
Yeah, look, going back to your question, I think it's easy, isn't it, for coaches and players to say, look, we're a good team, we're just going through a blip, don't worry, we'll come good. I mean, yeah, okay, they are a good team, and the chances are they will come good, but I think now, you're at the point now when it's 4-0, that the players themselves have to say, well, yeah, that's all very well, but we as players, we have to start performing. We have to make sure it comes good. There's no point us just expecting it to come good. We've got to make it happen. That's what they've got to say. The players here now have to take ownership and say, look, we're much better than this, and we are much better than this. Let's start showing it. Let's start showing it out there. Let's not expect it to happen. Let's not expect it just to turn up on a plate for us. Let's actually have to work for it, and that's what they've got to go back and think. They've got to come out here and with a different mindset. They've got to come out here tomorrow saying, right, okay, we now know we're in for a fight. We now know we've got to work hard to get ourselves back on track and to make it to, that's the key thing here, to even make it into finals day.
Still, I don't know. Can't see England 11 missing out.
Well, what happens?
But I couldn't see them going 0-4 either.
Here's a scenario for you. I mean, Corey's not in the box. I can talk about this now. What if Italy do Spain in the last match here tonight? They move down. Then England on no points, and the nearest team to them on 4 points.
Concerning.
Yeah, exactly. Hit hard, that will go all the way, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what they've got to do tomorrow. Come out positive and believe in themselves. The batters have to perform. They've got to come out hungry. They're going to come out hungry and wanting it and play more shots like this. Good shot. And that's Mungo Russell, who opens his account with a Maximo.
Here's something that's quite interesting. Mungo Russell, his first given name is actually Alexander, and so is Alex Russell's. So you actually have two Alexander Russells batting right now. How often do you see two people with the same name batting together? It's not quite triplets, but it's noteworthy. But he does go by Mungo.
Yeah. Well, we've seen a bit of that. We've seen the Whitemans.
Yeah, no, but I mean
the
the same first and last name.
Same first and last name.
Yeah. I want to say hello to Barsha Siwakoti, who's watching from Nepal. He's been watching all this ECN action this year, including this tournament. Of course, we have 45 wickets of cricket per year at the moment on ECN. Get involved. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ECN European Cricket Network.
Yeah. Hello to Barsha, as this is another one that goes the distance. So we're starting to see some fight, and it is Mungo Russell. He's saying, is it really that easy? Well, what's happened to the others? Good question. Well, he plays this lovely, just stays inside his crease, drops back a little bit, smashes it away. I think that was a bit of Lorne Burns doing a bit of fielding out there, was it?
Might have been. All right, I've got an equation for you. 9 wickets down, 36 runs to win, 6 balls. This could be the greatest win in history. Maybe we shouldn't give up on the English just yet. They needed 7 sixes off the last 7. Well, they've knocked 1 off, so just 6 more, Rico.
Well, we've seen on 2 occasions it almost been done in an over. Viljit Singh and Amir Sharif from Italy. Well, Dan Lincoln had a pretty good go. Well, he hit 34 of 1 over in this match. So, yeah, it is possible.
Send out Lincoln with a fake moustache, maybe. Hey, what about this action? I mean, we talked about the 6 sixes. We've almost seen it now twice, maybe 3 times almost, here at the Carlton Oval. It's a matter of time till we see that, hey?
Yeah, and look, it's a brave call because they are going with Nasir. Now, I was saying I would give him another over because you want the boy to finish with confidence. Remember, it was his over that was, Dan Lincoln ripped into him and smashed him for 34 in that over. And that was 5 sixes and a 4. So, brave move, brave call. 36 needed. Nasir has gone for 34 and 1 over there. You can see it on the screen. But this is going to be something I think is a bit like riding the bike. You fall off, you've got to get back onto it as soon as possible. And I think that's why Sebastian Bright has given the ball to the youngster here. That's a really good, for me, people might think I'm crazy, but for me, that's good captaincy.
No, I don't think you're crazy. She's very, very capable. He did go for 34 last time, but let's not forget that. Here we go. And, well, even if he concedes 34, they'll win by a run. Slight technical delay. Apologies for that.
Asad Ali's got a smile on his face. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, are you sure, Skip? Are you sure? No, he's shaking his head. He said, no, I'm not thinking that at all. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. I know what you're thinking. And, the Italian stallion there from Italy. Asad Ali. And then one of our umpires out there. And Stefan Gooch is out there with him at the man at square. So slight delay here at the moment, what gives us something to talk about.
Okay, so Italy-Spain tonight. Yep. That's going to be a great game. And you can see some of the top performers. No.
Yeah,
and I want to know what the supercomputer thinks about this.
Okay, let's bring it up.
I want to know if has the supercomputer got
what do you
Spanish
think?
fever as well?
What do you think? I reckon Spain to... Well, there you go. Well, they're going with Italy. I was going to say Spain by just a couple of runs. They're going 106 to 105 to Italy. Well, where have they got that from?
We don't understand how the circuitry works.
Where have they got that from? You know what it is? It's all to do with those green dots there for Italy compared to the few red there for Spain. But, yeah, interesting. I tell you what, that is interesting because if 36 don't come of this over, if it goes that way, England will really, really be up against it to try and make it into finals Friday because they'll be 4 points behind. I'm guessing Italy will be the nearest team for them to catch up with. Well, with that one not going to the boundary, that seals this match. So unless Nasir bowls a front foot no ball that gets pelted to the boundary, this game is done.
Just a single? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Can't tell you. But I mean, Spain on a 5-match winning streak now. That eclipses their previous best winning streak of 4. Nearly on a winning streak of 1 after beating England 11 off the last ball earlier on today. Yeah, I think you're probably right about giving Nasir an over here. He'll just feel a lot better, I think.
Yeah, of course he will. I mean, there's always times, we've all had it. All bowlers have bowled an over when it's gone drastically wrong. But if you don't bowl again in that very match, the next time you come out there to bowl, it's on your mind.
Yeah.
You've got to get out your system, and this is really good from Sebastian Braat. And he's almost in the hunt for a wicket as well. So far, it's 4 singles.
That would have been, I think, the best win ever. If you could be 9 down and your number 11 can hit 6 sixes to win a game. Maybe one day we'll see it on ECN. We saw it, number 11 scoring 49 in Belgium, you know.
Well bowled, gets the dot ball in as well. So Nasir will finish well. But it is Netherlands that will continue their unbeaten record going. And England, well, they are in a spot of bother, aren't they? Last ball off this match. It gets played out for another single out on the off. So Nasir, he does finish well. He'll go for 39 off his 2 overs. Remember, though, 34 of them came off the first when it was the captain of England, Dan Lincoln, that really did lay into him. But what a good performance this is from the Netherlands. And you've got to say, apart from that 1 over when Lincoln went crazy, it was all Netherlands. They made the perfect start with Kingma, who bowled beautifully. I think he's in the form of his life at the moment. He just looks the part. He looks energetic. He's running around well. He looks fit. He's fielding well. He's taking catches. But more importantly, as the opening bowler, he's bowling such a good line at the moment, making it difficult for the opening batters. And then you got the likes of Clayton Floyd, who, even though he does go for a few runs, always finds a way to pick up wickets. But really the star performer in this fielding performance for the Netherlands was Sikander Zulfikar. He was just sensational, picking up wickets, picking up run-ups, and picking up some great catches as well. And there he is there having a talk about it. He said, "Did you see the way that came to me? It was a good catch, you know." Well, we get a chance to see it again as we have a look at the highlights. It didn't start well, did it? It was a first baller once more for Harrison Ward. The second time in Championship week he's got a golden duck. And then, well, Kalish, you can hear as soon as he hits that one, he's saying, "Oh no, come on." Or maybe said different words, but I can't repeat them, because it was straight to Sebastian Braat. He takes the catch, and it was a disastrous start. And Kingma, well, if he had got this flick on, well, take a leaf out of the book of Sikander Zulfikar. Kingma, have a look the way he does it. And then it could have been 3 wickets in the first over, just missing out on that. But it was an incredible start. 5 of the first over and 2 wickets. Well bowled from him. This was sensational. This is just magical. I mean, you weren't in the box.
Yeah, I had a good view of it.
Something out of this world. Best catch that I've ever seen in a long time.
I think with goalie, no one saw him again. He disappeared into the ghost cube, and no one saw that bat again. And I know that axe throwing is a sport in some countries. Bevan was just practicing, and we saw Ben Clayton go all in on the charge. It was a simple stumping for Ratharel Fox. And the Oranje, they're enjoying their cricket at the moment. They're 4-0. And potentially go into day 3 at the top of the table. Perhaps Spain will join them on 8 points. We'll have to see. But it was a pretty clinical performance. Remember, that's the first time England have been sent a target and not achieved it in their ECC history.
Yeah, well, this is the point where England were given a lifeline when 34 came off the over. But then, well, this was the moment when we also saw Sikander Zulfikar come into the attack. And wasn't he sensational? Just the start, the first ball, the Yorker, bang on the money, and then he just kept on picking up wickets for fun. And there was another one, a simple catch taken by Ryan Klein.
It was good to see Klein out there fielding, considering, he dived and kind of ran it when he got run out. He's got that questionable hit, but he seemed to be moving around reasonably freely. Maybe not a bad thing for him to have a run around. And the wickets kept tumbling, didn't they, Keith? Well, he tried hard, but couldn't do too much. Got to say, there was a few moments there where Sikander Zulfikar was absolutely on fire, including this, straight through the legs of Pearce, little back flick, and Gotzel had to go. Then he took a very good catch soon after. So Netherlands, I mean, they've ticked all the boxes, haven't they? They've used kind of their whole squad. They even like rotating their keeper game to game.
Yep.
Seems that they know their game pretty well. And you see, in the end, just waiting for the 10th over, the slight technical delay. The Italian said, okay, you can bowl it. 36 were required off it, but they were only able to gather 5 runs. So Nasir's figures look a little bit better after that. Coming up in the night game, starting in only 10 minutes, it's Italy versus Spain. Spain winning the toss and electing to bowl. I think both teams wanted to chase in this. Remember, Italy pulled off that chase against the England 11 earlier in the day. And Spain, all 3 wins so far that they have achieved in Championship Week have been chasing. So join us for that. It's not too far away. And we'll be flicking the switch. In fact, the lights have just gone on here at the Khartoum Oval. Let's have a look at the scorecards, and It was always going to be tough, wasn't it? And it was really the early wickets which caused the big problems for England 11. Once again, the top three missing out.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the scorecard in the last match as well against Italy, that they came close, and it was a similar scorecard. The only one man making a contribution on that occasion, it was the number 9 batter, Gozzo, that came out and smashed the ball all over the place. This time it's Dan Lincoln who gets into the 40s, but nobody else making a contribution. And when you look at the talent and the level of players that you have in that lineup, that is really disappointing. What isn't disappointing is what the Netherlands done. They were superb. Kingma was spot on again. We saw great bowling from Sebastian Bright as well, 2 for 17. But the player, or my player of the match here, definitely has to be Sikander Zulfikar. I think he was sensational.
Yeah, I mean, plenty to choose from really there for the Netherlands 11. Quick turnaround here, so we're going to get out the way, but join us in just a few minutes for match 10. It's on the way, and I've got to tell you this, I'm a little bit worried because I'm about to go and mix with some of the Spanish supporters, Rico, so wish me luck. Until then, it's Vinny Sander here, Mr. Maximo. Big thanks to Corey Ruckers for stepping into the box in match 9. Rico 4 will be back very, very shortly as we flick the switch and go into the night game, match 10 on the way. This is ECN, and you're watching the Dream 11 European Cricket Championship.